feeling Reg, trying to keep it real instead of what you usually get from these talking heads. It's Grapsody, we're here to fill the void. 3 black fans, different perspective, gotta fill your voice. Coming with the podcast, talking majors, indies in between, yeah, it's all that. And we're down with Fightful, better fall back. Coming for respect, we connect like a ball bat. No need to double check, these are all facts. You're listening to us talk raps. You're listening to us talk raps. Will, Phil, and Reg. Yeah, we're Grapsody, here to talk raps. Yeah, we're Grapsody, here to talk raps.
Welcome. That was stuck in my head. But this is Grapsody. I'm Phil Lindsey.
I thought we were going to start I think he's going to start like this, but I don't know where the temperature is. But
yeah, no, I made a joke yesterday on my social media accounts of like, man, I wonder how this Mary J. Blige feel about this eczema commercial with this Real Love covering it. Because I'm like, bro, every time I hear it, I'm like, yo, what is this? This feels so out of place. And my man is trying to like add the soul embellishments to it.
I've heard that commercial like at least at this point 250 times. So I always think like, what white man did they get to cover this Mary J. Blige song? And like he was like, I don't care about nothing. This is my time. This is my day. I'm really gonna get into it. So when I saw your tweet, I was dying.
Nah, man, homeboy, real love. I'm searching for. Like, hey, dog. I think Mary got it. I think Mary got it, dog.
Mary got it. Dog. Do you have eczema? I'm like, wait, what do you mean? Do I have eczema? Why are you telling me about real love? Asking me about eczema? I'm just confused.
Yeah, nah. Every time I see that commercial, and it played so many times yesterday for some reason. Like when I cut on Night of Champions, I swear I saw it like 5 times. I was like, bro, yeah, he got to get this. He got to get this Real Love sample up out of here.
They got to deal with Hulu or something too, because every time I watch Hulu, they play it like 50, 60 times, dog. I'm like, yo,
that's what it was too, because like I was watching a bunch of stuff on Hulu, like The Bear is out now, so you can watch all of this season of The Bear. And I've been, for some reason, watching reruns of King of the Hill on there. And I swear, I think that commercial just burned in my brain because from Peacock and Hulu.
Doug, I've been watching King of the Hill too, funny enough. That's probably what it is. So we've been seeing the exact same advertisement 1,000 times a day. It's horrible.
Yeah. Nah. But yeah, this is Grapsody.
This is Grapsody, though.
That's Righteous Reg. Yeah, not a terrible Mary J. Blige flip. The other one I've had stuck in my head is the flip on the Nick Grant album, which is great. He's got a few R&B flips on there that are pretty great, but he's got a song called "Do You Love Me" on there, and it's a sample of it's a Mary J. Blige sample as well, and it's the same thing. It's kind of a flip, but it's fire.
He is. I hate the term underrated, but like there's like a place that he exists that he should be higher because he's just like such a consistent rapper. And there's rappers like him, and every time I think of rappers that should be appreciated more, Mick Jenkins is always the guy that springs immediately to me. I'm like, how is it? What's missing here? Like, why can't people connect to how great these people are?
Yeah, it's I Can Love You. That's
I Can Love You. Oh, I Can Love You. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great flip. Great album altogether. I was excited for this one after his last album. I think that was one of the best albums of that year. And this one is also good. Nick Grant, I took it personal. Like you said, very underrated artist. I feel like he's one of those like rapidy rap guys that big hip hop heads talk about, but your average like casual listener has no idea who he is.
But he makes like records for them too. That's the funny part. Like he is a rapidy rap ass rapper, but like most of the songs he makes are like for everybody. They're wide reach. It's just funny disconnect how it happens. He's not a gimmicky rapper and all those things. He doesn't follow trends. So that's just kind of how the game works. It's your favorite rapper, your favorite writer, your favorite podcast. I didn't get my intro in.
Nah, we was too busy vibing to the eczema commercial.
Can I get the download though? Is it on iTunes? Is iTunes still a thing? Can I get the MP3? Real love. That's always the part that gets me.
Bro, he be trying to, I swear, he be trying to add like all the embellishments.
On a Mary J song, Phil, of all. Oh man, what the game? Mary J and commercials. What the correlations there. She just has a great track record of, of course, the chicken commercial and stuff like commercials and her are an interesting combination.
Well, actually, funny enough, I think the first song on the Nick Grant album is also a Mary J. Blige sample, and I think it's a Real Love sample. I think it is.
Full circle.
Yeah. What a time, bro.
Mary J getting caked up at least. Like, it sounds like she getting sample clearances and money from all angles.
Yeah, man. Look, had some acting roles. Was killing it on Power. I'm sure she still is getting some kind of checks from these placements and, people using her music or I don't know. Somebody just brought up that Burger King commercial recently on their stream, and I forgot who it was. I think it was like a music streamer, and I think it was like their first time ever seeing the commercial. It was very funny.
If you haven't seen this commercial, you guys, listen, sometimes the check is nice and you're like, she probably wasn't even thinking. She was just like, it's Burger King. It's lit.
No, what's in a crispy chicken wrap? That's what she was thinking.
That's it. That's all.
Yeah. If you have not seen this commercial, it's people it's people in Burger King and the guys at the counter.
It's already funny.
And he's like, what's in a crispy chicken wrap? And it cuts to her like standing on top of the tables with the microphone and everything. And she's like, what's in a crispy chicken wrap? Crispy chicken, some lettuce, flour, tortilla,
some lettuce. So yeah, everybody was like, Mary J singing for chicken, but like, that's not really
chicken.
Not necessarily. There's chicken in there for sure.
Yeah, that time period was very funny, bro.
They were so mad at Mary J, man. They were so mad at her.
Crispy chicken. I thought it was hilarious. People were really mad, but I thought it was really funny.
People were so mad, but I was crying, dude. Like, God, she's singing about crispy chicken and some lettuce, dog. Come on. Shout out to Mary J, one of the greatest of all time, GOAT in this game. Like, what can you do? She started selling her boots in it. Like, come on, man. Like, they don't do it like her.
Legend, bro. Selling the boots. We constantly see like the videos of her doing her dance on stage. Like, there's like a bunch of memes and stuff of her doing the dance. There's that clip of her doing the dance, and she's got like a lightsaber in her hand, and she's like dodging all of the missiles and stuff. So funny, bro.
She be doing her steps, man. Shout out to Mary J, Queen. I saw her tell a story about getting like $10,000 in a bag from like Snoop or Jermaine Dupri or stuff. She's like, I just want to be paid in cash for this hook that she did or something. This was when she was like going through it. Like, she's like, I was in them streets for reals. And she's like, I needed that money. So she's like, wow. They handed me the 10K. I did the hook and I ran out of there. I'm like, damn, Mary J was on some gangster shit.
Give it to me in a paper bag, all crisp bills.
Wow. Every one of them. What a crazy life this is, Philip Lindsey.
Yeah. Funny times. Yeah, if you are with us, this is not Saturday, this Sunday.
It's the Lord's Day.
We did not want to go up against the Saudi show yesterday, so we decided to go on today. I was very busy as well. It felt like I just had a bunch going on. So I'm kind of glad we didn't end up trying to record on Saturday, because I would have been trying to slide it in and do all these other things and running around.
Yeah, it felt like perfect timing.
But yeah, that's been going on, Saudi stuff. A lot of wrestling news to get into. It's one of those years where I can feel the impending date of my birthday coming, and then I'll look around and it's like, oh yeah, it's tomorrow. So, yeah.
Is it tomorrow?
It is. It's tomorrow.
Oh my God! Happy birthday to the God himself, Philip Lindsey. Is this the big one? Are you already the big one?
It's. I hope it's not the big one. I hope it's not the big one, Elizabeth. I hope I'm not heading up out of here. But yeah, I suppose it's the big one for some people.
It's
But
the big one, huh? That's
uh,
crazy, dog.
but yeah, what going on? I have somebody just called me about trying to make a trip over the weekend, and I was like, I'm going to Texas next week,
Yeah.
week after next, and then I was sitting like, I don't think I've actually like booked a hotel for that.
I swear yesterday I was thinking, I was like, I should probably hit up Phil and see what's going on in Texas, because I haven't. I'm running on vibes at this point.
Yeah, I haven't like booked a hotel or anything. And like, yeah, somebody's like, yeah, we're doing a family reunion. I was like, are we? And they were like, yeah, we're doing this and this. I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna be there.
I don't know. Not that we're doing a family reunion. What time? What are you bringing?
Like, what are you doing? You want a shirt? And I was just looking.
You want a shirt?
What? What are you talking about?
Damn, dog. I think I went to a family reunion in like '94, and that's like the only one that that's on my brain. And getting the shirts and going to the park and seeing all these people that you never see, and I haven't seen most of those people since 1994. So such a weird concept.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I've had my regular existential crisis that comes with my birthday. Like, what am I doing with my life? Like,
what is this?
What is this? Does this matter? I'm at this age. I still haven't found real love. I don't know, man.
Ooh, man, it's
yeah, it's.
I've been thinking about it too, because mine's is next year is same age, and I want to take a trip or something, and somebody was talking about going to Japan maybe, and I was like, that could be fun, but I'm existing in that same space of like, damn, like it's been a lot of years, man. These starting to get up there. It's crazy outside. Like, what's gonna happen here?
Yeah, I don't know. I won't get into all of my like actual personal life stuff, but I don't know. June is usually rough for me, and my birthday's in June, and then like it's just a lot of other stuff attached to June. I don't know. Like, it's tough. I was thinking the other day, my mother passed away in June. If people did not know, my mother passed away when I was 19, and it was like a few weeks before my birthday, and so I remember like we did the funeral and everything, and like a few days later was my birthday.
So and now it's like always associated.
It's with like always like associated with like my birthday and getting older, and like thinking about like I don't know, like 20 years has passed, and like you're a completely different person, and I like like it's weird to think like I don't know if other people feel this way when you lose a parent when you're young. It kind of feels like you get to a point where all of these things have happened to you, and your parent wouldn't know who you are anymore. Like you don't like there's no relationship anymore. Like it's crazy.
This age Phil is way different than 19-year-old Phil. Different life, different vibes, different career, different everything.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just been a bunch of stuff attached to it. And then my grandmother passed away. Her birthday is like a week after mine. It's like July 5th. So it's not Saturday the 4th, next Sunday. So yeah, it's a lot attached to it. It's a lot attached to being older and fucking baggage, but we're still here.
We are here.
This podcast is still here. Every time some things don't feel great, there's this consistent thing that I subject myself to getting on this microphone and painting this big target on my back for people to yell at me.
Brother. Why y'all gotta be yelling at him in my mentions? Like, just like
because I'll block them, and then they'll go over there and think you care. Like, no, he don't care either. I'm sorry.
But they do the same thing with you too. They'll be like, Phil, tell him. I'm like, why are you telling Phil to tell me?
No, Brody, let me tell you, if you're beefing with him, I don't care. If you're beefing with me, he don't care, dog.
I don't know what. I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm talking about pizza over here, and life is crazy. Are you gonna do anything special? Or is there you just like it's a day?
I don't know. It's very hot outside today, so I might not today, but tomorrow. I also have like thinking about adult stuff to do. I need to, but this again, old. trying to. I've been thinking about like because I need to get this new real ID thing, and you need all of this identification to get it, and I don't think I have all of the identification needed. It's annoying.
I think I got a passport till 2028. So I'm going to live that life until it happens. But I'm already super annoyed by all this. They kept doing the pump fake and they'd be like, oh, it's going to be here. Oh, maybe it's going to be here. But then like now it's actually here and they're enforcing it. And I hate it. It's stupid. It's dumb. But yeah, we do need to get Texas squared away before we both be sleeping on the street. And I'm looking forward to it, though. I'm excited about going to be hot also there, and there's some fun events and some peoples to see. Should be pretty dope.
Yeah, very excited to head out there.
What happened last time we were in Texas?
Was that Dallas?
That was Mania. Damn, that was a long time ago.
It's WrestleMania. But yeah, as I said last week, we do have new merch on our store. If you want, you can grab this hat on there. We've still got our other hat on there. Got a new shirt on there that has like all the Dallas colors on there. I actually really like the shirt. It's like one of my favorite shirts we've done, and I'm like, oh, I gotta grab one of those before I go to Dallas. So yeah, if you want a shirt, baby. If you want a hat, Grapsody that Big Cartel, grab yourself some merch.
You know you want to look like your boys, and you know you want to support your boys. So like,
hey, listen, man, you know you want to support your boys. Like I know other people and their podcasts and they make merch, but you want to represent their podcast or our podcast. Come on. Come on, I'm just telling you, buddy.
I'm just saying.
What do you want to do, bro?
Hella funny. Let me shout out a couple of the homies. I went to the West Coast Pro Show on Friday. They did this very special no frills, no BS show. Shout out to the homie Scott. It was like a mystery vortex. You didn't know who was going to be there. Super dope. But the homie Lee Moriarty ended up showing up. Had a very fun time with that. But Scott's trying to do this. He put out like a message kind of talking about the show and being like how independent wrestling is now. And he thinks that he doesn't think, but wrestlers are now using independent wrestling just as a vehicle to get back to a place or get to a place and gifts and posting pictures. And it's not about like the real wrestling and getting back to it. He's trying to get back to that. So I'm excited about that. Also, I started watching a little bit of shout out to all of the homies at West Coast Pros. Amazing show. You can watch it. They uploaded most of the matches on YouTube, I think, and you can watch the full thing on High Spots. Amazing wrestling, great stuff. Also, I started the Ashe show earlier this morning.
The Return of the King show.
Yeah, Return to the King. Also a free show on YouTube. You should definitely check that out. The vibes are definitely there. It feels like us. That's the only way to put it.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, Redman, I applied for Starcast. We're not doing a like live event at it, but I will be there because I applied for like media stuff. So I'll be there.
I'm trying to be there too. I don't ever apply for anything because I'm a dirty bum loser, but I'll maybe check somebody.
Yeah. I applied when they put it on the credential thing, so I'll be walking around.
I'm Righteous Reg. I just show up and say that I'm Righteous Reg, and a lot of the times it works, but sometimes they're like, so.
Yeah, I think they're doing Starcast differently. Like I know Conrad is still a part of it, but I think they're doing it different.
It's not the same homie that was helping us last time.
No, you're talking about Derek.
Yeah, Derek.
No, because like I said, when I applied, it was on AEW media thing. So, yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. That changes things.
I didn't know it either until I saw it on there because I went on there to apply for something else, and I was like, "Oh, well, since I'm here, might as well."
Okay, yeah. That changes things. I didn't know that they were running it through like that. That's pretty different.
Yeah, I don't know the specifics going on, but it's definitely
now that kind of adds up because like Denise and I were okay. Yeah, now I get it. Everything makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but yeah, your boys will be in Texas.
Eating barbecue.
Touchdown on Thursday. Leaving Sunday.
I get there Thursday, like the earliest you could ever get there, and I'll probably be at the Ring of Honor show. The Ring of Honor and All In are the guaranteed ones.
Yeah, Ring of Honor is Friday, right? Yeah, I will be at Ring of Honor as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, pull up, show your guys some love. Like I said, buy some merch if you're inclined, just so we see you. And I know we're getting real love. Just let me know it's real, man, when I see you, bro.
Keeps getting me.
Bro, if you could play music on here, I would find a way to play this sound bite. Bro.
Do you have eczema, you guys? Like that's the commercial though. It's like
eczema isn't just red anymore, guys. Like I'm like, bro, what?
But why real love though? I still have so many
that's what makes it funny every time. I'm like, what is the correlation between this fucking Mary J. Blige flip and eczema?
Like, because you won't love somebody if they had like that. It's real love if they accept you for having eczema. Like, I could maybe put it together, but I don't know why I need to.
Yeah.
People are probably like, what are these fools talking about?
I know y'all seen this commercial, man. I'm not crazy, bro.
You're not crazy.
I know y'all seen this commercial. But yeah, you know what it is. Send us your super chats. That is the best way to get your chats read on this podcast. You can also send us your Humper Chats, humperchats.com/Fightful.
Always appreciate your support on the super chats, Humper Chats. I'm going to start out with this Chris Like Vegas one so we can get this all the way out of the way. The homie at Chris Like Vegas says, can't wait for a great 6-hour show since we didn't get one Saturday.
No, you won't. No, you won't.
No, you won't.
Not today. But yeah, I appreciate you though.
Do you know how long 6 hours is?
Yeah, I appreciate you.
It's a long time.
But
Chris. No, we definitely appreciate you, Chris, for supporting and for being here on your Saturday. The homie Grapple Geekery says, watching that apology and Punkonomics rap made me feel bad for Phil, not Phil Brooks. I mean, our Phil. I could feel the fans click on your boost guy.
It actually it wasn't as bad as people think. I think sometimes when stuff happens with Punk, people think that I am so upset and disappointed. A lot of times, and I'm surprised you guys don't understand this as long as you've been watching this podcast. We've been doing this podcast for almost 4 years. I think a lot of things are very funny. And so bits of this I thought was very funny. And I quickly realized that everybody was taking it seriously and they didn't think it was as funny as I did. And I was like, okay, I got to check out, because now when it turns into people are trying to have serious conversations and all the rest of this, are you still a fan of this guy? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like,
see, this is why I defend this. I'm like, why do
I'm just like, I don't know, man.
Why do you have to defend for him is my question.
I don't know, man. When people start, how do you feel about this? Like, well, you like what he's doing? And I'm like, no, but also this doesn't really affect my life. Like, it'll be fine. I don't know.
I thought so. Like they got my guy Phil, my guy Ibu. Like they're just like, you guys defend this. Stand up there out loud. Get your megaphone and defend this. I'm like, why are these guys defending this?
I saw a lot of people that follow me and that I fuck with that are like big Punk fans as well. And I saw them out there trying to like go down with the ship and fight the good fight. And I was like, nah, buddy, I don't think you should do this. You're just gonna bring the worst of the worst people into your opinion, into your mentions, and it's not going to be any fun for you, because again, these people are not having fun. They don't think this stuff is funny. Even if like the people that were making jokes, there were a lot of jokes and there were a lot of tweets that I thought were really funny, and but then there was the other stuff where people were turning it into like more Olympics and stuff, and I'm just like, I'm good. I don't want to.
If I see the AEW clip one more time, Phil, I'm going to run through a wall.
But yeah, that, we might as well get into.
Let's get straight to it.
CM Punk, because CM Punk had a crazy 48 hours,
to say the least.
And I mean, we knew what it was once the announcement was made official that he would be heading to Saudi Arabia to face, one of his oldest and best rivals, and John Cena. And I mean, just even the build and just the announcement that he was going to Saudi Arabia, the graphic that elicited all of this other crazy stuff online. So I knew what this was going to be.
You know what this was going to be when he signed back to the company.
Of course, just like we talked about last time. The second he went back, I knew what this was. You know, there was no way after the way he was fired from AEW that he was not going to come in and, you know, basically sign up for everything that comes with being a WWE wrestler at this point. And that means, you know, going to Saudi Arabia and doing a lot of things that, you know, he initially said that he wouldn't do. And so I knew how this was going to look. I knew he was going to look bad. Because, you know, I remember way back when he went back and I wrote an article for Bleach Report and I talked about what does this mean for the myth of CM Punk and this mythical figure that has, you know, grown over the last 10 years or so. And I just feel like at this point, like, he's just who he is. He's flawed. And you have to either accept that or move on. And if you just are like, I don't like this guy, hey, I get it. But yeah, this started with the clip of him and Orton walking into that building, and then the kid runs up with I mean, this kid looked happier than he looked. You would have thought this kid saw Mickey Mouse, man.
Honestly.
He was so happy. He had his phone up and he ran up, and the security guard was like, nah. And so it cut. There's no audio to it, but it cut to the side, and you can just see Punk's arm go out, and then you see him walking. Now, it looks bad. It does not look good. It looks, at the very least, it looks like he brushed the kid off. But and so again, this is where I think things are funny. So when it happened, and people were making all the jokes about him punching the kid or shoving the kid down, I was like, this is horrible, but it is very funny. But then when people started overanalyzing the clip and turn it into, I can't believe he shoved that kid, like, this guy's such a fraud, I'm just like, I don't think it's that deep, guys. I think it looked like one of those things where the security guard was like, no pictures at this time. We're trying to get the wrestlers into this building. I don't know the context of it. I don't know where they were going. I don't know. But just the assumption that he was just like, get out of here, kid. I don't think that's what happened. And the fact
that kid, $50.
The fact that people made this into this big deal, I was just like, I don't think it's that deep. Like I said, I don't think it looked good, but you would have thought that he pushed this kid down and like kicked some dirt on him and like spit on him on the way out and like flipped the bird at him. I'm like, bro,
right. I'm happy that I saw the clip before I saw the discourse. Because if you would have saw the discourse before you saw the clip, you would have thought, like Phil was saying, that he punched the kid, he mounted him, ground and pound. Like, no,
it was crazy.
And there's no audio. Like, you don't know anything that's happening.
Yeah, so I don't know the context of it. Out of context, it doesn't look good.
It looks bad.
But yeah, everybody, well, not everybody, just, you know, what the internet does. People overanalyzing it. People trying to slow down the clip and say, look, his hand's not even on him. And the security guard is the one that pushed him out the way. And I was just like, I don't think that it matters, guys. It's not that serious. Like, we see things like this all the time.
Like, relax, you guys. It doesn't have to. You don't have to be out there going to war too, analyzing the clips and to defend them.
Yeah, and so people were doing it on both sides. People were overanalyzing the clip to defend him, and then people were overanalyzing it to act like he was the worst human being ever. And I was just like,
Hangman was right.
I don't think it was that serious. And then we got stuff like that where people were like, look at Hangman with this kid, look at Adam Cole with this kid. These are great people. And it's like, I don't think we need to do that. But I feel you guys, like, at some point you gotta, and this is going to be an overarching theme for this entire episode and everything I'm saying with this, we don't have to keep relitigating this stuff between Punk and the Elite and Punk and this person. It's over. He's gone. He's not over there no more. It's over.
He's in Saudi now.
He's a WWE wrestler now. This guy is over there heading into one of the biggest matches of his career. I'm pretty sure that Hangman don't care. And if he does, he's not going to say anything about it publicly, because why would he? He don't want to be linked to this.
No, I think he's trying to get as far away as he can. He doesn't mention it. It's the people every week bringing up the clip of being Hangman was right. People are saying Jack Perry was right. I'm like, right about what? That a wrestler's a hypocrite? That's not anything.
Yeah. Every time I see that kind of stuff, I'm just like, you guys, come on, let's move on from this.
Please, let's just move on.
I know that's not what wrestling fans do, but I just come on. So we got that, and that was bad enough. But so the next day, I already knew because we were still seeing the stuff with him and the kid the next day. Like there were the whole 24 hours of this. And so the next morning when I got up and the clip was him in that kickoff show, and he's coming in there and waving, and he's getting booed, and people are like, look, see, they hate him. He's getting booed coming in the door. And then he comes into the kickoff show and he's getting booed. And then we get the clip of the apology. Now, the clip of the apology is a completely different conversation in itself. But the discourse around it was the same as the show, because it immediately went from 0 to 100. And I was just like, okay. Okay. So Muhammad, that was the fan's name, because Punk asked what his name was. There's a fan in the crowd that is just like pointing him. He's basically pressing Punk from the audience, right, like, there. Bro, you gotta apologize right now. And so Punk,
like, he don't care that he on the mic. He don't care about the cameras are there. He was there with one purpose: get this guy pressed.
Yeah, no, you gotta check in when you come to Saudi, man. Right. Muhammad said you gotta check with me. Don't come in here and not apologize, dog.
Muhammad did say you gotta check in though, because he was pressing him. He had his finger out and everything. He's like, yo,
you, hey, you see this SmackDown hat? I'm talking to you. So yeah, no, he's like, apologize, and he's just like, apologize for what?
Next time hit that 10 freeway, better give receipts on. Look, this guy was crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. So yeah, he from the crowd is saying, apologize for that tweet to the Miz, and he's just looking around like, oh, that, like, and that immediately made me laugh before anything else, because he was looking around like, oh, that tweet? Oh, sure, I'll apologize for that. It was kind of like, oh, that? Oh, well, whatever. Like, I thought it was like he was looking around like, oh, shit, what did I do?
Yeah.
He was like, oh, the tweet. I'll apologize for the tweet. So, yeah, then he goes into his apology for the tweet, and there's no way to make this look good. And it was, again, where I've been saying since he went back, there's no way you can respond to some of the criticism of you going back and it looked good, because there's been too much stuff that you said and done since you left WWE. I mean, everything he's done in some way is linked to him trashing his company, him doing the podcast. He did 2 whole episodes of Colt's podcast, trashing his company, trashing the doctor that still works there. All of these things. I mean, even his AEW debut, he very pointedly in his AEW debut said, hey, that place made me sick.
Yep.
So,
and essentially he was trashing like The Rock a little bit when on his way out, like a bunch of people that he currently works with.
Yes. And so, for reference, if people don't know, I don't know how you would know, but yeah, to add context, Miz tweeted something at him at one point. I don't remember what the Miz tweet was or what the context to it was, but Punk came back with, go suck a blood money covered dick in Saudi Arabia. And he has since made amends with the Miz. And so when he made amends with the Miz, I was like, okay, it's coming, because I knew he was coming to Saudi Arabia. There's no getting around it. It was inevitable. No. But once you make amends with the Miz, he's going to go full in and do the rest, because you have to do the apology tour now, because you said a lot of things while you were over there. And I don't care how ingenuine it is. I don't care how genuine it is. You going back over there after all of that and apologizing, tucking your tail in between your legs, it isn't going to look good to people. It's going to look weak. It's going to look cowardly. It's going to look like you're a hypocrite. It's no getting around it. And that's why I've been saying from the beginning, I hated that he went back, because I knew this was what it was going to be. I knew he was going to have to eat shit. I knew it was going to look like this entire Saudi show, which has been very humiliating for him.
Yeah.
But it just was no getting around it. Once you made the decision to go back and sign over there, it was going to happen. So he apologized. He attempted to go down into the crowd and talk to Muhammad and say, they didn't cover everything he said off mic, but he says on the mic, I'm sorry for that tweet. It was something I said in a stupid thing I said at the time. I got a cranky, and it wasn't about Saudi Arabia. Now, that part in itself sounds gross.
Right. Yeah. Ugh.
Boy, does it sound gross, because this is a complicated situation.
Because you're lying,
Yes, but it's hard to tell the people of Saudi Arabia, I wasn't directing that at you guys specifically.
He probably should have said this wasn't about you. That would have been way different.
Yeah, you know what I mean? This was him trying to, kick shit at the Miz, but then also, you can't come on there on a Saudi government sanctioned show and say, I'm not talking to you people, I'm talking to your government. Because no, this is a Saudi propaganda show that is paid for by Saudi government.
Snatched his ass off.
You can't come on there and say, like, I'm saying this about the Saudi government, and it's not about the innocent people in this country that have not done anything. And so I get that part of it, but it just did not look good, man. And like I said, with all the politics around Saudi Arabia, and it's kind of similar to the conflict in Palestine, where it's so much stuff commingled, and then it's such a complex subject. It's such a complex political subject that, you can say certain things about the Israeli government, for example, but you're not upset at the people of Israel or Jewish people. And so I think that, if I had to guess, I think that he realized in that moment, I have to give these people something, because I'm going into a match tomorrow where I am the baby face and I need this crowd to cheer me. So I have to throw them a bone. And so,
but then that in itself was kind of because of who the guy is. This guy specifically, I've seen this guy specifically get booed in places and embrace and go in and turn it around.
Cared, bro.
Not at all. He would have used that as the motivation, even if he was a babyface.
Right. And so, with that being said, it just looked weak, and there's no getting around it. And I mean, it doesn't matter what his intentions actually were. The perception of it looks really bad.
Looks crazy.
And so he goes out in the crowd and he's trying to talk to people in the crowd. He talks to Muhammad. He hugs Muhammad, and as he's hugging him, the credits roll over it. Paul Levesque, Lee Finnick, and I closed everything down. I was like, God, this is the most disgusting thing. And it was so funny when it happened. I was like, it kind of felt like you said, we've been watching King of the Hill, and there's the episode of King of the Hill where Debbie gets killed in Sugarfoot, and Peg is at home like, show the Sugarfoot sign right now. Yes. And so it felt like that, like right now when he was hugging Muhammad and trying to plead his case, Triple H was like, now put the credits up now.
He pressed it himself. I felt like, I got this, move out of the way.
Get the credits up right now. Oh, it looks so terrible. But
this guy has been having the time of his life. Like, we don't know of anything, but like, watching him having to sit in the back and watch this guy eat crow is like,
come on, dog. His quote from last night, this guy is enjoying himself, and nobody is gonna tell me otherwise. He is loving this, bro. So yeah, Punk walks around the crowd. He supposedly finds this kid that he brushed off, takes a picture with the kid, takes selfies with the people in the crowd. And so I was like, ooh, this was a start to the day. And like I said, all of the discourse around it was what you expect. His haters had the time of their lives. And look, man, do your thing. Get your tweets off. Get your shit off.
This way before, they were going ham, dog.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, also just the people arguing, what is it, whether it's genuine or not, or all this other stuff. I don't know him. I can't say whether it was genuine or not. I don't know. But I do feel like he understood as a wrestler in that moment, and I'm trying to build a story going into this show where I need to be cheered as a babyface in order for this match to work. I have to give this crowd something. And so I think he understood that. And it's so funny because when it was happening, I was like, I don't know that this will work. And this is exactly what I said last week. I don't know how this guy keeps doing it. This guy has more lives in wrestling than anybody I've ever seen, because he came out later that night and he did that Punk like thing, and they cheered this guy like none of that happened. I was just like, huh?
I don't. He's not invincible because he has had some consequences, but he always recovers. Like it never. Like I think there's a lot of people that were mad and upset, and perceptions changed for them. Longtime fans were like, I can't believe that this guy would do this. But for what he's about to be doing for the rest of his career, them people don't care.
That crowd, they did not care. And as a response to the pipe bomb from last week, they do this segment of Punk coming out.
There's so many things.
And doing the Cena word life music, and he's doing his whole rap gimmick and mocking him. This is another thing of why not just everything that comes with him going back over there and his beliefs and everything that are now in question. It's just a different company. What I really liked about his AEW run is that he's just getting straight to the wrestling, and we're getting like a no filtered version of this guy. When you get over there, it ain't about wrestling. It's about character. It's about moments. That's what they want. And so when he came out and had the Punk life thing popped on the screen and the music, I was like, okay. And he comes out, backwards hat, Cubs jersey on, and the whole bit. And I was like, this is what that fan base likes. They like these kind of things. They like the Kurt Angle with the small cowboy hat and all of that stuff. They love this stuff. And so, immediately made me think of him doing the Jeff Hardy bit where he dressed like Jeff Hardy. Like I said, this audience loves that kind of stuff. I can take it or leave it. When it works, it works. When it's bad, it's bad. I did think it was very ironic because, of course, The Miz is in the midst of all of this stuff, that he's doing something that The Miz did in Cena's WrestleMania program with him years ago, and Miz did it way better.
He did.
Like the total Bella's Cena thing that he kept doing with Maurice, hilarious. Him cutting to commercial, he kept hitting that John Cena, recognize. Hilarious, bro. One of the best things Miz has ever done, in my opinion. Really
did it way better than him. That's like the crazy thing. Like the crazy connection that Miz keeps having to this, the tweet, the apology. Then he does a thing not as good as the Miz. Miz had to be sitting back laughing, I think.
Yes. So he comes out, he does this whole rap, and when it started, I was like, okay, that bar is kind of funny. The longer it went on, I was like, oh no, this is bad. It was not good. And he stumbled through some of it. Some of the zingers worked, but he's the funniest bit of it, and it wasn't funny in the way that they intended it. The funniest bit is him getting to the end and doing the I'm Kendrick and you're my Drake. And then he drops mic and he's like, got him. I'm like, bro, he dropped that mic like he smoked this dude. I was like, I don't know if that got him out of here, dog. I feel you.
Wasn't a mic drop moment, I think.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it didn't really. Some people are saying, oh, it's the wrong crowd. And I was like, I don't really know if the crowd was.
But the crowd was into it. I don't think the crowd was the issue. I think it was just that it wasn't good. And the funny thing about all of this is I think that the build to this match has been good. I've been saying it all along. I think that Punk has brought out some of the best in Cena in his heel turn. I think that this feud is probably the best stuff that Cena has done since he turned to Elimination Chamber. But this segment was not good. It's not good.
It's awful. Bad bars. That Kendrick bar stunk too, I think. I don't know.
Stunk. Yeah. There was a few of it. That was bits of it that I was like, nah, I'm not here for it. But you know what this is going to turn into? They're going to play like the highlights of that in video packages years from now. They're going to show the pictures of him dressed like Cena years from now.
People are buying the shirts.
This is going to do exactly what that fan base wants. But more importantly, it just shows that he knows the difference in the crowds that he's in front of. And boy,
because he tried when he first got back to the company and he would throw in those little AEW jabs and people didn't give a shit. Like he
They
knew
don't
what
want
it
that.
was. Yeah, they don't care about
They
that.
don't want the inside baseball stuff related to AEW. They don't care about that, but they want stuff that is distinct to the WWE product, and this segment is in all of the right ways and all of the wrong ways, and it's just not for me. But like I said, I know what this is gonna do for people. I saw already, like when I was watching it, people were like, "Oh, y'all really hate this segment? I think it's good." And I'm like, "Yeah, this fan base is gonna like this."
I've seen a lot of people saying that, like about even with the apology, there was a bunch of people being like, people can't grow up. Like there was a lot of people on his side being like, what? None of that matters anymore. He knows what this is. This Bob. I'm like,
yeah. I mean, I do think that he recognized in some way once he went over there that he was gonna have to have a moment similar to like this, that he was gonna have to apologize. Like it was gonna be something. And I knew it was gonna have to happen on screen. I mean, this is the bare minimum because, like I said, this guy has said a lot about this company and things going on there. And there's probably wrestlers backstage that may or may not still feel away, but that has shown that he's at least attempted to make amends with people. I don't know how real that is. I don't know, but people are going to always look at it away because it looks like, oh, you're only doing this to get over there and get a contract. And so it just, there's really no good way to frame it. I don't.
What a lucky break, if anything, that they did that kickoff show because he got to do that. Like, because imagine if they would have went straight to the show, it would have been bad. So he kind of caught a lucky break doing that apology, even though it looks insane. Like, for what he has represented for 20 plus years, the voice of the voiceless, this guy talking about it. Everything he was doing in AEW and all the interviews he's ever done, this looks crazy.
Yes. And that's the big part of it, that he's built this character and he's built this persona for so long on, his social beliefs, his political beliefs, and being outspoken. And for him to go straight back over there and go basically like, yep, I'm for sale, that just, don't look good. There's no real way, like I said, to defend it or make it look good. But I knew that. That's why I was like, once he went over there, I was like, oh boy. But the kickoff stuff is interesting. I've seen people speculate that Muhammad was a plant. Maybe he was. I don't know. Wouldn't have been out of the realm of possibility.
I'm a terrible wrestling analyst guy because I didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
I'm like, because there are really people that are trying to press him. I didn't think they would get that opportunity right there. The fact that he was like centered right there and all that. If you think about it, but like they were booing him before that. You know what I mean? Like, so somebody who, I mean, good job, I guess, if that's the thing. Damn, I didn't even think about that. That's crazy. Could be the plan.
Yeah, I've seen people say that. I think there's a clip of Dave talking about it. Don't quote me, I could be wrong, but I thought there was a clip of Dave talking about it. I don't know, but it's wrestling. You never know what is real here, what is a work. I don't know. But
oh my god.
but yeah, we got all of this in a span of 24 hours. We got
the timeline was nuts, dog.
We got the interaction with the kid. We got him apologizing for the Miz tweet. The kickoff show, this Punk Life segment, all of that in the span of like 48 hours. It's crazy. Then we got to the actual match. When the match started, I didn't know what to expect because, like I said, he came in straight away getting booed. So when they're doing the usual walk-in segments and they showed him walking in and he's getting cheered, I was like, 24 hours ago, this guy was getting booed. Like, and I was like, I guess they really just wanted that apology.
Sounds like it.
I don't know.
But they said that they played the apology again at the live show.
Which
that's again. Let me press the button. Play this video first. You sure, Paul? Yeah, play the fucking video.
Yeah, I'm sure. Again, Paul was like, "Yeah, play it. Play it right now.
Play right now." That's so. Yeah, I mean, we can't police their feelings. Like if that's all they wanted and they're good here, all right.
Well, and I mean, look, here's the thing. That's why, like I said, it's a complicated situation because I don't agree with the sports washing. I don't agree with the propaganda of doing these shows in Saudi Arabia and making it seem like everything is fine and well, and it's not. I don't like a lot of the stuff that's going on with Saudi government and media and women. It's a big mess. But at the same
shit going on, like,
yeah,
we didn't even really get into like them going all the shit that happened earlier this week with them shutting down shit.
Yeah, that's
Iran and all that.
Yeah, which is a completely different thing. But yeah, but with all of that said, it's just like in a bunch of situations where there are people in those countries that, you know, that's not on them. They're looking at it like, I'm just here to see a show. I'm just here to see WWE. And they might be looking at it like, oh, this is an annual 2-show thing we get every year. And then we got to listen to like Americans and the rest of the world act like we're all monsters. And, you know, I'm sure it didn't feel good for like one of the biggest stars in this company now that has something out there that's linked to, you know, trashing Saudi Arabia. And I get, like I said, it's because again, it's about the government. But if you're just looking at it as a Saudi Arabian, you might be like, I'm not feeling this guy. I don't want this dude here. So maybe the apology did what it was supposed to do. Clearly the vibes changed because when he was walking in, it was very loud for him, and the pop during his entrance was crazy. I was like, this was night and day. Like, it was crazy. Wild, bro.
I think because I was thinking a lot about what you said before about WWE crowds, and I think that plays a lot of it. Like, WWE crowds are, I don't want to use the term faceless, but like they're like they know what the job is. Remember the big Netflix debut, and they're like, essentially, I remember going to WrestleMania 33, whatever one was at the Dallas Stadium, and I remember them playing on the big screen up top, applaud and boo, like they were prompting people to do it. And I feel like that's where the WWE crowds are now. So Saudi was like, we hate this fool because of this tweet, but we're really going to a WWE show to do what WWE fans do, and they cheer CM Punk now. Those pops that he's gotten the last couple of weeks at the like just on random Raws are crazy. And so like that's what they're going to do. So they wanted to go and cheer him. They're probably looking for a reason to cheer him, you know?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just a different crowd now.
That's it.
Because a lot of the rebellious fans, they've left. All of the fans that would go and they would cheer CM Punk to disrupt the show, or the people that were rebellious, those people have moved on to AEW or other products. They're not. It's just not the same audience. The WWE audience is in for whatever this company is trying to sell them at this point. It's just different. And on top of that, it's just a different generation of wrestling fans, and just the way that, I mean, even the way that the show is promoted is so different now. It's just different, and I think that's part of it. I think
a huge part that we don't think about, but the amount of times I'm on social media and I see people say, I started watching wrestling in 2017, I started watching wrestling in 2019, like they don't even know about when CM Punk chants were a thing and shows were being hijacked. Like these crowds are fucking separated a generation from that, you know?
Yeah, it's a different time. And so there's that, and he's their guy again. When he was gone and he was saying all this stuff about the company, they hated him because it's like, how dare you trash my favorite company? But like now they see him as their guy again. So now they're in it. Like it was so funny when he went back, and I was saying how everything has changed. The internet crowd used to be some of his biggest supporters, and the WWE fans hated him. That's switching now. Like a lot more of the internet crowd doesn't like him, but the WWE fan base that just goes to these shows and wants to see the greatest hits and all these other things, they love this guy. They don't care about any of that. And so it's just interesting to see the dynamic between both of them, man.
I can't believe this, Phil. I remember the moment 2008, they brought back ECW and they ran a promo for CM Punk. And I had already known CM Punk from the Indies, from TNA, from ROH. I was thinking, this is never going to work. Like, I was like, he's not going to be, he's not gonna work in WWE because he's not a WWE wrestler, dude. Like for the 8 to 10 years I had seen him prior to that, like I knew this guy was like way different than what a WWE superstar represents. To go from that to what that happened this weekend, I can't believe it.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, people tried to get mad at me at one point when he went back, and I was like, yeah, a lot of people that hated this guy, all of a sudden you guys love him again. And that changed pretty quick, didn't it? And people were like, why do you care? And I'm like, no, just observation. That's all. No complaints, just an observation.
That's it. That's all. But yeah, it's so crazy how that is flipped, because it used to be in 2008, all the internet guys, me included, were like, CM Punk's our guy. Like I remember the night that he beat Edge, it was like, we did this, you guys. Like one of our guys made it, and he doesn't feel like one of our guys anymore. But yeah, that's the game.
Yes. So we did get to match. If this was I actually liked the match more than I expected. And I talked about this with Mone when I did the podcast with him Friday, that you could see that there's still glimmers of the chemistry these guys had in the Elimination Chamber match. So I was kind of waiting around like, okay, when we actually get the match, it might be good. Like I could see this match being good because all of their interactions early in this year, I enjoyed them. I enjoyed the interaction in a Royal Rumble match, and I thought that the ending of the Elimination Chamber match was good for the same reasons.
Historically, CM Punk brings the best out of
yes. So I did like most of this match. I thought that where they were going with it, I was enjoying it. Punk kicking out of all of the AAs, the homage he did to AJ during the match where he uses the octopus hold. Then it was just like overall, I just was enjoying the match. And then once that ref bump happened, I was like, oh, here we go. Here we go. Once the ref bump happened and then we started all the run-ins, it just completely took me out of it. And if you're going to sell this as their last match ever, I just wish they would have kept all of that stuff out of it. Because they did some story elements in the match that I liked, but I just did not care for all of the run-ins, and I'm just very much over.
Have never been about that too. That's what kind of sucks.
No, and that's what makes it kind of suck too. Yeah, I'm just kind of over WWE's big match formula at this point. Like doing the big run-ins, doing the big stuff that they were doing during the Bloodline era. I don't need it. This was very
segments in the middle of the damn match and stuff. Like, dude,
this was wrestling. This was very overbooked, and the funny thing about it is, the Solo and Jacob match on the same card that had some of the same Bloodline stuff. I thought that match was fun. I liked it for what it was. This match, it felt very much out of place.
To get all of that and then to get to that place, I think the fact that they build it as their last match is what really kind of hammers it home, because it's like it was easy. You guys got to the dynamic of they're gonna boo Cena, they're gonna cheer him. You guys got to whatever you wanted, and you did not stick the landing.
Yeah. Newport City is saying it's coming in all-in match. Let's see if you criticize it too. I'm assuming it's happening in that match as well, but execution matters. Like I think if it's well executed, it can work. I mean, because when they did it at WrestleMania 40, I think it was a really good match. But like when you see it so many times, it's like, oh my God, do something else. And like I said, the run-ins can work because like I said, there was a lot of that in Solo and Jacob, but I think that match was just built differently and it worked better for what they do. I didn't need it in this match.
And it's going to be completely different match, and the result changes a lot. So if there's Bloodline fucking Mox bullshit, Death Riders bullshit, and Hangman wins, and none of it'll matter.
Yeah. I don't know who coined this term. I've seen SP3 use it. SP3 might have been the first to use it, calling Seth's group the Seth Riders. Once they entered the fray,
Seth Riders.
I was just like, oh boy, here we go. So Seth comes down and he teases the cash in. And when it happened, I was like, I'm an idiot. Why did I not catch any of this? Because initially I was wondering, why didn't Seth try to cash in on Jay because, that's his championship. That's his belt. He was the inaugural champion, and everything around holding that belt, he spent a year and some change saying that this means something to me. He's a heel now. Why did not click to me that once he turned heel, he's been saying, I'm the number one guy. He's taken all the other things that are beholden to the tribal chief character, like having a group behind him that's bloodline-esque, having a wise man. He don't want that belt. He wants Roman's belt.
The belt that Roman
I don't know why that didn't click for me. And I can't remember which Cena promo it was. It might have been the one in Kentucky 2 weeks ago. I think it was where he said, and I don't have to worry about Seth Rollins. He's never going to cash in on me. That was a telegraph that he was going to cash in on him, because once the heel says that, no, that's, of course, it's going to be the opposite. And so I thought it made all the sense in the world for two reasons. That, he wants the belt that Roman popularized to stamp once and for all, I'm the number one guy. I am the undisputed world champion in this company. And it's another way to stick it to CM Punk.
Because it's all about sticking it to CM Punk. If he wins the belt and CM Punk doesn't win the belt, like, that's two things,
Yes. So when he came out, I was like, oh, of course Rollins would do that. That makes all the sense in the world. But then everything around it, like having Penta run out there and just all the rest of this stuff, I was like, I didn't need this. I did not need this at all. Sammy came out there at one point, and I was just like, this is just completely overbooked. The finish came with Seth using the briefcase to hit CM Punk with it, and then he stomped CM Punk, and before he could go to attack Cena, push him out the ring, Cena gets the pin. 1, 2, 3. He gets the win. Punk was this close to being champion, and that's the takeaway here. That if Seth did not come in, Punk would be champion, and that's fine. But I just don't think you needed to overcomplicate this, and they very much overcomplicated it.
Penta. I hate that finish in general. It happens a lot in triple threat matches or multi-man matches where somebody hit a move and then the other guy runs in and pushes him out and pins him. I fucking hate that finish so much. I hate it.
Yeah. That's where we're at now. But I thought the match itself was pretty good up until the run-ins and the finish. I did not like it
until it turned into a WWE match.
That once it turned into here comes all the run-ins and here comes the interference finish, I was like, yeah, no thanks. But this also leads me to where is this going for SummerSlam, because the reports have already started coming out that we're probably going to get the annual Roman Reigns SummerSlam appearance. The reports are that that's where he will return. We already have set the match for Cena at SummerSlam, which was pretty predictable. But I don't know what to make of this, because I don't think that this is the last time Rollins is going to try to cash in on Cena. I think he's going to try to cash in on him again. And I think it's going to lead to Roman possibly being the one that stops him from cashing in.
You think he's going to fail it?
I'm not sure. I think that he could, but I think regardless if he failed to cash in or not, I think if he tried to cash in at SummerSlam, Roman is going to interfere. Then you also have the stuff between Rollins and Cena at SummerSlam. That's probably one of their most famous matches, is the winner take all match from SummerSlam 2015. Rollins has already been saying that he wants to be one of Cena's farewell matches. So I don't think I don't think this is the end of that. I do think Rollins is going to try to cash in on him again.
What's going to happen with CM Punk at SummerSlam?
I don't know. That's because if it's me, based on how good I think the build to this match was and how good some of this stuff was, I would run this back. I would do a second match sometime this year, but they're clearly not going to. When Triple H was saying how proud of all of the growth Punk has made, which when he was saying that, he also said in that same conversation that this is the last time they're going to wrestle. Now, he could be lying, but it does kind of feel like it does feel like they're moving on.
And they probably should. They should have just stuck the landing. That's it. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah. What a 48 hours.
Unbelievable.
I did not think this was gonna end with Punk getting this great reception in Riyadh, coming in, and man, when he came out, and that was the other great thing because they've been still doing all these connections to their 2011 feud. I don't know if other people noticed. His gear was a modified version of the gear he wore at Money in the Bank 2011 with the jacket. I thought the jacket was hard because, of course, Chicago flag. You can't go wrong.
Mm-hmm. So can we put you have to pick a side at this point? Like, you either care or you fucking move on. Like, this is it. Like, for CM Punk haters, the nail is in the coffin. Like, there's nothing he could do beyond this. That's, you should just be done. You shouldn't be on the internet arguing that this guy's horrible. It's been established. Your opinion's done. Just move on.
I mean, everything that happened from then on is confirmation bias anyway. You don't like him anyway, so everything he does, you're gonna hate him anyway.
So move on.
Yeah, I also think, and I said this last week as well, I do think that we're getting closer to a CM Punk heel turn. And I think that is one of the only appeals that I still have left with him in WWE is that we didn't get the heel turn in AEW. And I kept waiting for it to come, especially when he came back after Brawl In. I thought, okay, we're going to get the heel turn. And it, of course, that didn't pan out. I think there's a very good chance that we'll get it here.
We should. And because there's things he needs to address as a heel. So
yeah, and I just think he's always been better as a heel.
Heel.
I think some of the stuff around him going back and him being a hypocrite or him being a sellout, all of that stuff will go to the wayside if you can boo him.
Yep. And like he's just a way better heel. But those pops though.
That's what I'm saying. He's selling a lot of merch. He's getting some big pops, and we know what they think of that over there. Once you start doing that, we're trying to protect them. And this is again where I was thinking, what world are we in? That report that came out that they tried to edit the segment after it aired, and I was just like, this is the fact that he's over there.
He's for him.
It's just so funny, man.
They're doing it for him, Phil. This guy went and was talking crazy about everybody, the daddy, the mama, everybody. And like now they're like, no, that is
just completely gone out the window. This guy is over there hugging Stephanie. Triple H is acting like, yeah, I love this guy. He's grown as a man. Yeah, I gotta respect how he's grown. I couldn't be more proud of him. It's like, oh my God, get the fuck out of
here. Go sit at a Slim Jim table.
Yeah. So yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, I don't suspect that this will stop people overanalyzing everything he does. And people that hate him will go hard for him. People that still are big fans of him will continue to go hard because that's who this guy is at this point. He's a very polarizing wrestler.
Yep.
And no matter what you think of this guy, what we can say about him, he makes people feel something. That was what I was thinking when he was walking around in that crowd, even after the match with Punk. I mean, with Cena, and he's walking out and he's like taking selfies with people in the crowd and he's talking to people. I'm like, this guy makes you feel something, and that's why people are so attached to him. Whether they obsess over hating him or obsess over how much they like him, he just makes you feel something, man.
Yeah, I said all that shit a little bit ago, but any polarizing figure like that, it'll never end. His fans are gonna his fans are going to war for him for everything he did this weekend. They're never gonna change, and the haters can't stop talking about him, like he says.
It'll never end, ever. It'll never end. There's certain parts of it that I wish people would stop doing, but.
I want the any AEW connection to fucking stop because he's not in AEW. Never. If there's no resolution as these guys are going to have a fucking match, we should chill. If Hangman was right, all right, we're done. You don't have to keep reassuring whatever. We're done here. I just want to be done here, but nobody want to be done here.
And wrestling has showed us several times if there's money to be made and there are situations in place, people will move on. People that you think would never be in rooms together talking. Bro, we never thought he would make amends with The Miz or Triple H, and he back over there like none of that has happened. So when people are like, "Oh, these people in AEW, they were right about him. They'll never want to fuck with him again," I'm like, "Oh, this wrestling." Like,
listen, I watched Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart hug in the middle of the fucking ring on Raw. Like nothing is nothing. Nothing matters.
Yeah, but yeah, talk about a guy. I keep saying this guy has more lives than anybody I've ever seen. I watched this guy take one of the most humiliating MMA beatings I've ever seen, and he just came back from that and just still talks his shit like none of that happened, and people still like him. It's wild, man. Like I don't get it. I don't get how he keeps doing it, but
I don't even think about that. Like that's how like this that would have got a lot of people out of here for good. Like only people that still bring that up are MMA fighters, but like nobody else cares. But like it doesn't fucking matter. You're not gonna fight them, so who cares?
Yeah, some people still try to bring it up, but it just amazes me that he just continues to do things that would have ruined other people's careers, and he's just still walking around like, yeah. There's a bit of this. Like I said, when he's walking into Night of Champions and they had the camera on him, and he's just like walking around, he has that look on his face like, oh, hey guys. And I think if nothing else is funny to him about him to me, it's how he doesn't seem to understand sometimes why people are still mad about something. Mm-hmm. He's like, oh, you guys are mad about that? Oh, okay. Yeah. It was almost like when he brought up the tweet, he was like, oh, that? Mm-hmm. All right. You want to apologize for that? Okay.
Like, I mean, I guess I didn't know that's what this was about, but we're doing it.
There's a story that I want to tell in this podcast so bad about him because it's so funny to me because it's just so him like, I don't you're mad about that? It's so funny.
There was a lot. The people online, the detractors were going. Your homie Ryan Satin was not happy.
Nah, it's to the grave with that. He's not feeling a dude, and there's a lot of people like that.
And there's a lot of people that were in that. So I was like, man, y'all are really mad. I see. Okay.
J-Roy, it does feel like that a lot with him. That he's trying like, I didn't know I couldn't do that.
Yeah, definitely.
He always had that look on his face, like, oh, okay.
Didn't know that was a thing. Yeah, crazy. Punk and so when I even saw the headline to our show today, I'm like, CM Punk in Saudi Arabia. It still looks crazy.
It looks insane. But yeah, a lot of building blocks for this. Because the other part of it is, I don't even think it's just for this match. He knows I got to give this crowd something because he will be back. They're doing Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia. If he wants to compete in a Royal Rumble match, he will be back in Saudi Arabia. Mm-hmm. And so that's why I'm like, it isn't just as simple as, hey, go over there and pick this hill to go. I am never going to Saudi Arabia. Maybe he could, but the situation he's in where this is probably, his last chance, he's got to play ball in order to get another contract. I don't see him doing that.
Every time it's even said out loud, I'm like, oh man, he's talking for $1. That's crazy. This guy is CM Punk. But yeah, that's
what it is. That's why I'm like, I don't like it. I don't like it, but
6 minutes on the Slim Jim table while John Cena talks shit. That's the game now, That's the game now.
Bro, it just feels like a good amount of this feud has been him eating a lot of crow.
Yeah.
And he's just like, all right, well, that was healing. We're healing. And then
listen, as somebody who cares about mental health, Phil, I'm about growth, okay? So we're growing here. But I don't know if you're growing here because we don't know what happened in that moment where he was like, oh, that tweet, like the apology. We don't know what was going through his mind. Like he could be like, yeah, all right, I don't care. But like nobody knows anything. If he meant it, nobody knows what it was behind it. Nobody knows anything.
Nah, man, it's
Sunday.
I don't think
it matters.
No, it's Sunday, man. It's church, man. He's healing. He's healing, bro.
That was
somewhere lame. he's got the song on, healing for your soul.
Too layered, Phil. Too layered.
We're healing, dog.
People aren't gonna like that. They're like, here comes Phil again on his high horse defending Phil. Like, I don't know.
No,
what do they want you to say, Phil? That's where we're gonna end the CM Punk shit. What do you guys want my friend to say, dog?
I'm making jokes about it. Like I would expect people to think that I would. I don't know if people think I'm just gonna be like, all right, this is the final straw. Fuck this guy forever. Like I don't think that that's. I think that is what some people want me to do.
They want you to be
like,
but why though?
Be at home burning jerseys and shit.
Burn those hard drives.
Nah, bro.
But what does it matter? Like if you're a fan and I'm not, that doesn't affect me.
I don't care, bro. Yeah, bro. But then when I get into, man, y'all are also fans of terrible people. I don't know. It's wrestling. We're all fans of terrible people in some ways. I you know, if he was like, if he had done something like illegal and he had done some like really shitty things to like, I don't know. It's just different. Like there's parts of me like Kanye West, for example. Like I was a huge Kanye fan. I'm never gonna be a fan like I was again. There's just no going back. That Dave Blunt's clip. Have you seen that?
I have.
Of him explaining that he wrote a lot of songs and he was like, yeah, I wrote that song, and people act like they don't like. No, it's not act, dog. I don't fuck with you making a Nazi anthem, dog. What are you talking about? And
everything connected to that was weird. I'm like, wait, Dave Blunt was writing for him. Second of all, he wrote that shit. What is? Oh,
and he
man.
was proudly like he wrote it.
He did. He said, I felt like Oppenheimer. I'm like,
bro, saying I felt like Oppenheimer, dog.
Get this guy out of here. I think, man. What's going on here?
I was like, no.
What the fuck?
No, yeah. Everything about that is disgusting. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever be a Kanye fan like I was before. And like I said, I was a Kanye fan, bro. Like, I just can't.
That's what I compare it to, because I'm the same. Like this guy, there was a kingdom. I would have said 10 years ago, this guy was like my number one favorite, maybe more than 10 years ago. I would have said this guy was number one and all this shit. And I can't go like that. CM Punk has just said a bunch of dumb shit. And not even like super dumb. Like that, the Saudi shit is probably like number one dumb shit to go back on.
Some very problematic stuff here for sure.
But most of the shit is like just him being a dumb fool, but he's not like
it's mostly very self-destructive stuff.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to get. It's mostly on him. It's not like he's fucking offending a whole fucking community or anything.
I mean, you can get into
self-destruction.
Yeah, you can get into the layers of him apologizing and what that may mean to some people. And the sports washing and everything. Like I said, it's not a good look, but
he works for a fucking MAGA company, you guys. What do you want?
Yeah, it's like, not a good look. But what is this? Yeah, it's certain parts of it that, like I said, it's.
Do we have morals? Yes or no? If we do, then we got to turn all this shit off. Everything.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that Dave Blunt's clip, I just couldn't believe he was sitting there and talking about how, yeah, man, I wrote like that song. Yeah. Now, I mean, the two things that are funny about it are that he was like proudly saying he wrote it, but this has been Kanye's thing for almost his whole career, bro, of how he is touting himself as this creative genius, but he's always going to somebody that's hot and got buzz at the moment and getting them to write for him and leeching off of their sound. I'm like, dog, what was ever your original thought process? Like what was ever yours? What was not created by committee?
Because I listen to like Talib Kweli and not Common, but like those guys talk about how he was like acting like he was a backpack rapper and stuff. Like he's been attached to so many people and used their sound to go up. It's crazy. And like, yeah, you're saying, Phil, everybody's like, this guy's a creative genius when he gets in the studio, blah blah blah. But it's like, what is he like? What's original?
Yeah, I think
that Dave Blunt. Oh my god,
bro, that you want to know something else that I think a lot of very dumb things are funny. Something else that I've been laughing at for weeks that is really silly is his that clip of him dissing 50. Have you heard that?
It's Dave really Blunt dissing him?
Yeah, it's bad. It's terrible. But it's him doing the same sing-songy like auto-tune stuff, and he's like trashing 50 Cent. It's so bad, but he's like, what are the words to it? Because I've of course listened to it enough to laugh at it. I know some of the words to it. But he's like, why the fuck 50 Cent talking shit when he know that his mom got pissed on? It's like, yo, what? when he know that his BM got pissed, no, like what?
Not the dumb rapper flow on it too.
It's just, it's that sing-songy flow. I was like, this is fucking awful, but what is he talking about?
That fucking rod wave shit.
Yeah, it's that exact fucking flow. It's fucking awful. I don't know how this guy got hot, but can we end the 15 minutes of fame for him? Like,
what's happening here, man? I watched the fucking preview for the XXL freshman class, and I was like, you know what? Burn it down. I think we're done here. Ray Vaughn
was the only guy that I was like, okay, I know that guy. He makes great music.
Yeah.
Was homegirl that was on there too, that she makes pretty good music.
Yeah, I liked her little clip that
my bad. I don't remember.
Some
Yeah, it starts with S, but she makes good music. But yeah, her and Ray Vaughn were the only people that I recognized.
The rest of it, well, half of them were doing that flow that you were just saying right now, and I'm like, what happened? I know I am an old head, but originality, man. God damn it, please. I'm like, four of these rappers sounded exactly the same. That's not how this is supposed to work.
Yeah, Samara Zen. That's who it was. Like I was saying. Yeah, I think she's dope.
Yeah, she's dope.
Yeah.
We game I love.
Yeah, the other music part, we finally got a sophomore album from Cardi B. Cardi took some of the smash hits that popped for her and put them on there.
I'm not mad at her.
Like 5 years later, and people are like, "Oh, so we're just gonna put that stuff on here?" Like, and I was just
like 5 years. No, okay, I'm mad at her.
No, I some of that stuff is old. Like WAP is old, bro. WAP is like,
oh yeah. That's like the beginning of the pandemic.
Yeah. So, but my thing is, like, if it was a hit for her at the time, I get why you would do that. Like, and people have been waiting for this album, so I understand it.
There's a timeline, though, my homie. You can't come 5 years later and be like, "Let me put that on." You got to start new.
Yeah.
And your shit's gonna go crazy because people have been waiting for a long time. Cardi, I didn't really understand it. I thought you were gonna bring up expect me on the stage.
Yeah. Another thing that I was cackling at, very, very funny. Will Smith is just the greatest.
Great on the stage. He's so matter-of-factly about it.
Because if you're talking crazy and disrespect me on the stage, expect me on the stage. The pause and everything with it, hilarious, dog.
I don't know what this guy's doing to us, but I'm having a good time. I'm having a good time watching it, but I'm also like, what is going on here, Will Smith?
Bro, I got to tell you, without the video, it popped up on something I was listening to on Apple, just the song Pretty Girl. So I was like, it's not that bad. It's not horrible, dog. It's not that bad. It kind of slaps. I was like,
I feel like if it was another artist, people would like it. They only don't like it because it's Will Smith.
Yeah, but it's so funny because I keep thinking like this is who he has always been. He's always been corny.
Parents Just Don't Understand is the song this guy made. He made a song about Freddy Krueger.
Yeah. Yeah, that clip of him in London with all those people around him with their phones up and like nobody's dancing or anything. Everybody just standing still. And he's in the middle performing, and out of nowhere, Rita Ora is like standing behind him, like posing and dancing. I was like, "What?"
The best part about it is Rita Ora, I think, scared him at first because he yells. He goes, "Ah!" But then he realized who it was, and he turns it into an introduction. Because when he first sees her, he's like, "Ah!" But he's like, "Ah, Rita Ora."
He did. He screamed like, "What are you doing here?" Like one of his old exes just popped up behind him or something, bro.
Rita Ora, yeah. We like her. Everybody's like, Will Smith is so embarrassing. I'm like, I don't think he's like embarrassed. And like, what are these people supposed to be doing? Will Smith is, I don't know, man. It's working though. Like everything, even bad publicity is good publicity because Pretty Girls probably has like 50 million fucking plays at this point.
Yeah, his reaction to her, and then like some of the reactions to people talking about it have also been funny. That clip of Joe Budden saying, "Look, I'm sick of this dude. I'm sick of him pandering. I'm sick of y'all trying to act like this is good." all very funny to me, man.
It's hilarious. If it wasn't, and it's not bad, it's just not good.
No,
you understand? You feel me?
no,
You hear me?
it's not very good, but it is what it is. Yeah. The other things that I've come around on before we get out of our tangent. I didn't understand what Mark was doing over there with them guys. I was like, why is he doing this? Like, why? He's at a certain level intellectually, the way that he talks, the way that he covers things.
You saw the thing with Melissa this week.
I didn't see all of it. I've seen people talking about it. But the more and more I watch him over there, I'm like, oh, I get it. I get why he's there. And he's good at it.
They needed him bad. Like he adds so much value to the show.
He's so good at it. He told this great story about Denzel Washington that I saw from the air.
The chant story.
Yes. That's exactly what. It's so funny, man. If you guys have not seen it, there's a clip of Mark Lamont Hill going to see a play with his wife, and he talks about how everything about the story is funny because it's such a boyfriend or wife, a boyfriend or husband story of like your wife will tell you all the time, yeah, I don't want that, but just once they want it. Like if you got a girl and they're like, I hate flowers, they want flowers at least once because they just want the experience of it. They want it when they want it.
Experience.
And so which we'll get into women in there.
Real love.
So he's telling a story about how his wife doesn't usually like to meet celebrities, but it's Denzel, and like who doesn't want to meet Denzel? So they're going, and she's like, I want to meet Denzel. So he's like, I'm famous, but I'm not like Denzel famous. I don't know how to get you back there. And so he's going around like trying to figure out, like he sees some people he knows that he's gonna go back there. And so he saw one of his like frat brothers. And his frat brother just happened to know Denzel. And so that was how he got his end back there. And so he's standing back there with all these other people. Denzel's talking, Chance is there. And so he's like, making time for all these people, which we've heard all these great stories about how Denzel would do this. And so at some point he stops like talking like to the whole room and like starts walking around and like, introducing himself and like, oh, well, who are you? And so he gets a chance. He's like, who are you? And he's like, I'm Chance the Rapper. He's like, oh, okay. Are you like famous? He's like, kind of. And so he's still walking around. And so he knows he's got to go back out there and do like the press stuff and take pictures. And he was like, Chance. He was like, you, Chance. He's like, how famous are you? He was like, okay, let's find out. Out there, they open the door. All these cameras,
that's my favorite part.
All these cameras are taking pictures, and they're like making all this noise. He comes back and he's like, I guess you are pretty famous.
Have you saw the picture?
Yes.
Denzel's like,
fucking hilarious, bro. I love that Denzel is just like everything I know about older black people I know. Like he's such a round-the-way guy. It's so funny, man. So
the way that he talks and acts is like your uncle.
Yeah. When it came out that he was having some issues with like alcoholism, I was like, I believe it, because he's just he's just such a around the way guy, man. Like when he did the interview with Jamie, and we got the famous clip now of him saying, I'm leaving with something. I love it, man. I just love how authentic he is. I love how real he is, man. For the stature that this guy is a massive star.
Fucking huge.
And he just still is just like regular guy. And when you see him talking sometimes,
it feels like everything I think about him, he confirms it. Like I'm like, this guy's this, and then like there's another story comes out and like, yeah, no, he actually is that.
Crazy. But yeah, Mark basically ends his story was like, he couldn't have been any nicer. You hear the don't meet your heroes, and man, everything I've heard about him was confirmed because he was so great. And he walked around and he took a picture with him. And of course, sometimes the wife gets that picture and she looks at it like, it's a bad picture. So Denzel actually let him take a second picture, and he's like take multiple of them. Like he understood. But I also think he's from the era of like fame is different. Like you got to take care of people. He understands what it means to be a movie star and like real celebrity. Like it's just different.
Denzel, man, like we've been Denzel our whole lives. Everything we've ever known about being a superstar, Denzel has been that.
Yeah.
Different level of fame.
Yeah. A totally different level of fame. But yeah, send us your super chats. Get into some more wrestling talk. Send us your Humper Chats. Humperchats.com/Fightful.
Who were we just laughing at? Because I was like, that. Probably real love again. Appreciate y'all with the super chats and ever chats. We're gonna get into a few of those. Mr. The Supreme King says, "Give me the Ricochet and the Gates wins trio gold at All In with help from Samantha." All right. People saying H got Punk doing humiliation rituals is funny.
Yeah. Again, there's no way you're gonna tell me he's not back there enjoying this. He's loving it.
Dog, he played his credits over him talking to Muhammad. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Appreciate you, Supreme King. Grapple Geekery also says, I'm a Hangman fan, but the parasocial hero worship of him is a bit much. That said, the myth of Punk is dead to me. He now knows what blood money, etc. tastes like, but also tasted shit this week.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it.
Right. Because like people put Hangman on this thing and like, I don't know this man to be doing all that. I love the wrestler, but I'm not going to act like he's the savior because I don't know him behind the scenes.
No, that's kind of where I'm at with it. I'm a big fan of Hangman as a wrestler, but all of this like worship people do of him, and like it's a bit much. And I think it's funny with the lesson people should have learned with Punk, that we put him on this pedestal, and now that you see that he's flawed, yeah, don't then go from that and put somebody else on a pedestal and go, hey, we need to be supporting this guy instead. This guy's the real deal. You don't know that. You don't know who this guy is behind closed doors.
Anytime people do that. So what about, this is why we worship this guy? No, that's not really.
Yeah.
It's not really
I don't think that's the answer, guys.
Not at all. Appreciate you, Grapple Geekery. Fitzgerald 434 says, let me cook. Monty Brown will be at StarCast. He will. Last year, we had Nigel as a surprise appearance in the Gauntlet. This year, All In, Monty Brown returns. I don't think Monty Brown wants any of this because he's been offered so many things. Every promoter in the world has offered Monty Brown money to come back for a match. I think he's good. But he is going to be at StarCast. They're doing something really cool. Conrad was talking about. You could get like pounced for a picture or something. It's just going to be dope.
Really? That sounds you gotta be careful with that.
I don't know if a real pounce, but there are gonna be some wrestling fans trying to be getting really pounced. But it would be great to see him on TV pouncing someone. So yeah. I appreciate that, Fitzgerald. Coffee Black 22122 says the Ironheart hate looks away. The show isn't perfect, but it's fun so far, and it feels like care was put into making it feel distinctly Chicago.
Yes. You could tell black folks are behind the show. I think that it's really great. Ryan Coogler is the executive producer on it. I'm not really familiar with the guy that wrote and directed, but I really like it so far. But it's the usual black female protagonist of something. So we got to complain, and Twitter is being Twitter. The internet is being full of a bunch of weirdos that are complaining about diversity. But I think it's a fun show. I mean, if nothing else, it made Heroes canon to MCU because Heroes got referenced. Me and Will popped at the same thing because I believe it's episode 2 where I was sitting there listening. And I was like, they're playing Kick Push 2 in the background.
Oh, part 2.
Exactly, like not Kick Push, not the hit single, like deep cut from that album. I was like, Kick Push 2, wow. And they referenced Saba at several points, like one of Riri's friends invites her to a Saba concert.
Oh shit.
And so I thought like they just referenced it. Saba's in the show. He makes a cameo.
What? Yeah. I gotta watch this. Cool. I've been planning to watch it, but I haven't got around to it, but I'm really gonna watch it now. I've heard about some of the references, but knowing that Saba's in this show, I'm there. I'm all over it. And Ryan Coogler, come on, Oakland.
Yeah. I think it's a fun show. That's not really a spoiler. Saying that Saba's in the show, that's not a spoiler. I didn't spoil any of like the story elements.
I don't think that's a spoiler.
But yeah, I like
Saba's like a part of it, and he like takes down some superheroes, and then
no, I really like it so far. There's certain parts of it that definitely feel like home to me. Like architecture and bits of it. That I'm like, yeah, this is where I live.
Chi-Town, baby. I'm tired of y'all. Appreciate it, Coffee Black. Hell's Cowboy 666 says WWE marks, not normal fans. The marks don't like wrestling. They like the company. They flip on a dime to justify anything the Fed does. Sickening.
This is true, but there are a lot of AEW fans that just like the company too.
That's. I didn't used to think that was a thing, but that is so a thing, and a great AEW fans could be very aggressive sometimes.
Yes, and I think they like the company for different reasons, but I definitely think that there's a lot of company worship on the other side as well.
It's wrestling. Some people only think there's 2 wrestling companies in the world, so a lot of people. Appreciate that, Hell Cowboy. Ben Sniffner says, I am hoping they put Punk in a heel faction surrounded by the most openly MAGA wrestlers. The true leader of the faction is eventually revealed as Glenn Jacobs. That is Ben.
Oh God, that would be awful.
Hopefully not. I mean, that wouldn't be the greatest, but it is WWE, and where they are now, you never know.
You never know. 3 episodes so far for Ironheart. I believe they're going to release the last 3 episodes next week as well.
Oh, nice. I'm about to watch those maybe today.
I think there's only 6 episodes total.
Sweet. That's on Disney Plus, right?
Yes.
Okay, for sure. Appreciate that. Mr. The Supreme King also says Triple H really pulled the Wayne Brady. I make Bryant Gumbel look like Malcolm X, huh? On Punk.
Yeah, again, this guy, time of his life.
I mean, we all knew. He all knew. He knew what was going on. The humiliation ritual thing has a little bit of, maybe not fully, but there's some in there. Appreciate that, Supreme King. Ben also says, there's a little doubt in my mind that Triple H has purposely make him look like a hypocrite, and he is more than willing to go along with it because he has nowhere else to boost his ego and bank account.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it. I think that he's just accepting what it is because he don't have nowhere else to go. He
signed this big gigantic contract, and he knew, like Phil was saying, he knew that he was going to have to eat a lot of shit. He's going to have to make a lot of apologies. He's going to have to bury a lot of things that have been stewing for a long time. So, I mean, we all knew it was going to happen. It just looks crazy because it's so out loud. I thought a lot of this was going to be like be backstage apology. No, these are all on TV.
I did not think that. There was no way. There's no way. This guy, like I said, he's been spending over 10 years at this point talking shit about this company.
Appreciate that very generous super chat. Ben I need to say your name right. Sinfner. Dope name. Appreciate that generous super chat. Orion Ben 666 says, the thing I told folks that they don't get is that Hangman didn't burn Swerve's house. He burned Big Mama Swerve's house. You don't fuck with Big Mama.
Yeah.
Maybe connecting some things we're going to talk about later with Swerve and Hangman and their dynamic.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll get into some AEW all-in build stuff.
Definitely. Appreciate that, Orion Ben. Swerve is just, they're definitely going to have some kind of something between the two of those guys before we get to all in. And the Buzz 408 says, y'all seen everybody roasting Drake's BBL abs? He got that HBK special.
I saw the picture and I was like, what is this, man?
What is it?
I didn't see people in his mentions on IG roasting them, but I can imagine that it's pretty bad.
I was going to say, can you get BBL abs? But you can definitely get BBL abs. Get anything. But just get a personal trainer. What are you doing? I don't get it.
No. Kendrick told y'all what it was. He got them abs grafted on.
The Buzz 408 also says, told that surgeon, give me that sexy boy discount.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, don't take it to the bridge. Don't. Yeah, can't have heroes no more, man. Timbo out here looking crazy. Like,
oh God, Timbaland, stop, dude. Please stop. Leave us alone. Leave me alone. Leave hip hop alone. And Busby, leave Drake alone.
He'll never do it. It's up forever. I don't know what he did to you, bro, but
what did he do?
It's never gonna end.
I ain't never seen nobody fight with a fan base every single day. They be so mad too. I'm like, why?
They be swarming.
They be talking crazy.
Swarming in his mentions, bro.
Every time. This is it. This is his address. I'm like, this is going too far, I think. Like, this, what's going on here? Shout out to the homie Busby. Those are all of our super chats for now.
Appreciate you guys. We got some humper chats. Got humper chats from Tony P. Appreciate you, Tony P. He sent us humper chats yesterday, thinking that we were gonna up yesterday. So I do have your humper chats in front of me, Tony. I just had to scroll down a little bit further.
Thanks, Tony.
He says, first of all, congrats to the OKC fans. You finally got a chip that isn't owned by another city. LOL. It was going to be Game 7 for the ages, but then Hallie got hurt, and unfortunately, the predictable outcome happened. Hope he comes back without any setbacks. Yeah, I didn't even think about that because it's been a minute. Boy, it's been a lot to happen this week, but
damn. Feels like that should happen 5 years ago.
Yeah. Congratulations to OKC Thunder. That was my prediction to win. We actually got a very good series out of this. Indiana put up a really good fight. I did not expect it to go 7 games, but you just could not keep the Indiana Pacers out of this series. They just kept fighting all the way to the end. Halliburton, man, was on a mission in these playoffs to prove that people had him fucked up, and I think he proved it. And I think that's what sucked so much about.
He almost did it.
How Game 7 went, because he came out hot. He came out, hit 3 threes on him. It looked like he was gonna have a big game, and then he tore his Achilles, and it was so messed up because I think that was Game 5 when he originally went down with it, and his calf was sore, and he had like the hamstring strain.
Yep.
And I was like, I don't know, maybe you should sit down. Like, me and my dad were talking about it. I was like, maybe you should go sit down, because everybody else that's had the same injury, it happened the same way. And this was very eerily similar to Kevin Durant when he tore his Achilles. I mean, if you remember, Kevin Durant came in that game and he was hot. He was hitting them threes, and then he tore that Achilles, and that was it.
I think at the beginning, I was watching the pregame for Game 6, and Kendrick Perkins was saying that. He was like, Tyrese Halliburton should probably just sit out the rest of this if he's having sore, because it doesn't end well, and then it didn't end well.
I felt very, very bad for him, because I understood it, man. Like, this is there is no tomorrow type situation. You don't know when you're going to get back to the finals. This is Indiana's first appearance in the NBA Finals in 20 years, and man, it just sucked. I hated that was the way that the series ended after we got such a good series, and I thought Indiana fought. Halliburton did the impossible. I thought this team did the impossible as a Bulls fan that has hated the Indiana Pacers, hated Reggie Miller. I felt bad for them, man.
Me too.
I really felt like, man, they got a raw deal, because they were leading at halftime. They were still in it. TJ McConnell, bro, this guy was trying to single-handedly win. And man, afterwards, where they were losing and they just didn't have nothing left, when OKC's defense really put the clamps down on them and it was over, I was like, damn, bro, this would be a completely different game if Halliburton played the whole game. And like, watching TJ McConnell walk down the tunnel and his mother is hugging him and like waving away the cameras, I was like, damn, not like this.
Tough, man, because they almost did it. They made it to Game 7. They were still fighting. Like, they had a fighting chance, but OKC just fucking overwhelmed them. Shout out to SGA playing some great basketball out there. Them OKC guys weren't fucking around, though.
Yeah. I felt bad, but again, congratulations to SGA. OKC Thunder, well deserved. Congratulations to friend of the show, Jeremy Lambert. I'm sure he had a good week as a OKC fan. And I don't think OKC is done. I think that they have a very good chance of going back to the finals next year. They're still a very young team. They could potentially win another one.
They're definitely going to keep this party going, and I think it's going to be some fun couple of years because I love the two young team series, the teams that haven't been in here for so long to go and have that great of a series. Also, shout out to the friend of the show, J Rose, too, and his unfortunate. Damn, he had such a great run with these playoffs.
He did have a run
in there. I'm like, dog, my guy's a part of the team, I think.
Yeah, he did have a run, man.
Damn.
But yeah, what a fun series. Off season has started. NBA draft has started. Shout out to Cooper Flag, #1 pick as we expected, heading to the Dallas Mavericks.
There's just so much news all the time. The little homie that they said, I don't know which one of them, but he said that he thought that the draft worked like 2K and you could pick whatever team you wanted to go to.
Bailey?
Yeah, I'm like, what?
Ace Bailey stuff was crazy. Yeah.
He's the one that said fuck under his breath.
Yeah, he did
Same
not.
Guy? He had a horrible week.
Yeah, he had a week. Yeah, the trades have started. We've seen some people get moved around. Lonzo Ball just got traded yesterday to Cleveland. Very bittersweet. But I hope it works out for Lonzo, man. He had a rough few years.
Hey, Cleveland was balling this year, so I mean
they need him because once Garland went down, they didn't have a backup. So if he stays healthy, that could be a good spot for him. The kid from Rutger, Ron Harper's son, got drafted second, and everybody was like, "Wait, that's his mom?" Because when the camera panned to her, I was like, "Wait, who is that?"
You know when the tongue rolls out of your mouth. Yeah, what a good kid.
Yeah. I like the clip of him as well, saying, they asked him, what does he do better than his dad? He was like, everything. And then Ron was like, all right, you got to show it now. And I was like, I like that. But it was a lot of wholesome stuff like that, other than Ace Bailey stuff. I can't remember where the other kid's name and his granddad was in the crowd, like boom.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
He'd been driving him to games since he been in the trenches right there. Woo, great moment. I was like, oh, Mom, who cutting onions in here, brother?
Tony P also says, NBA talk also led me to the Petty of the Week winner, which includes me, Phil Ibu, and all the haters of Boston. After we see those trades, the joy it gave people to see Boston downfall. I hate them more than the Knicks now officially, but if you have your Petty of the Week, share. Yeah, we did get a trade. Drew Holiday got traded from the Boston Celtics. I did not expect him to start breaking his team up, but we're here.
I think the craziest shit this week maybe has been Knicks talk. Because the NBA is on some wild shit right now, man.
Yeah, man, shout out to Anthony Simons. He was one of those guys that I'm like, man, that kid is so good, but he's stuck on a terrible Blazers team. And having him over on the Celtics, that could be a good move for him, being able to compete on a team that needs his scoring. So hopefully that works out for him. I don't know, man, but that kid is really good. Just was on a terrible team for a long time.
Unfortunate when that happens.
Yes. The T-Mac Kobe talk this week has
been God
filthy. I do not like it. I don't like how people are trying to rewrite history with Kobe and act like, because people hated Kobe, bro. And I mean, I get it. After people pass away, people, change a lot of what they feel about him because, it normalizes the situation. It humanizes someone when they pass away. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of rewriting history with Kobe.
But I'm like, they're rewriting. He was hated, because he was beating everybody, not because he stunk. I don't understand what I'm like. No, they all hated him because he was beating all you guys. You can still feel it here. And
there were some other things about him that made him easy to not like. But the T-Mac stuff is blowing my mind. People acting like, no, but T-Mac, bro, there was about a 3 to 4 year period where people were comparing them. But after Kobe won championships on his own, that talk died. It was over.
That's it. That's all. Like, I fucks with T-Mac, and I hate that if I was on the team, nah, man, I hate that.
I'm good, dog. That got kind of nasty too when people were like, yeah, he played next to Shaq. Joe Johnson can win next to Shaq. And I was like, all right, let's wrap this up. Close this up. Close all the doors. Shut the lights off. Cut it out.
He had. I hate that. That argument that people use now. Well, if he didn't, if Steph Curry wasn't a 3-point shooter, would he be the greatest of all time? But he is, though. Why are we talking about ifs, though? If Jordan didn't have Scottie Pippen, but he did, so why are we talking about this?
Yeah, Gilbert Arenas compared Kobe to Pippen, and I was just like, okay.
All right, dog.
Let's wrap this up, dog. Like, come on, stop it.
And then it's always, if it was me, but it wasn't you. You're sitting here on this podcast with 0 rings.
Yeah. Yeah. Tony also says, I have to say the stories for All In are shaping up nicely and excited to be going. I am curious about the surprise entrances for the gauntlet. I can see Miyu, Hazuki, Maki spots with them in town around the time. On ITW, they said that maybe Shotzi or Cora. I'm assuming you mean in the weeds.
Probably not Shotzi with her broke ass arm.
Oh, she broke her arm?
She has a broken arm or something with her arm. She has a cast on. They did a whole bit this week where she really has an injury, but Matt Cardona faked like he broke it at her house or something. But she was like, I have this cast, but I'm still going to fulfill my bookings. So she's still going to be out there working. Shout out to her. She's having fun out there.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Shotzi. Hope she does well.
Oakland.
Some of the talk about Shotzi is kind of nasty too.
Yeah,
I wish y'all would relax. He continues. He says, for the men, I would like to see Scorpio, Keith Lee, Mark Davis return. A cool surprise to me would be a Janela return. Now, for as much as I want Mercedes to win it All In, she has to lose because I feel there's more story to her losing. Boy, those are some lofty choices, buddy. I don't know that we will be seeing Janela in Gauntlet. I think it would be a cool moment, but I don't see that happening.
You said Keith Lee?
Yeah, Keith is still saying he's recovering from injury. I don't know that that's possible either, but nah, I definitely don't see Janela happening, buddy. I don't know the timetable on Mark Davis either. I don't know what his injury status is.
I'd say you're probably going to go 0 for 4 on those picks on being in this match.
I think the most plausible out of those is maybe Scorpio.
Nah,
but even that one is kind of a stretch.
That ain't even plausible. I was gonna say, where's Scorpius guy? I know he is. He's still wrestling in California,
bro. Joey will be there.
That's crazy.
His girlfriend. Relax, man.
It's kind of true though.
Relax, bro.
Listen, get me one of them comp tickets, homie.
Yeah, we did get a lot of stuff for AEW this week to build to All In. Biggest story out of this was the return of Kota Ibushi.
Yeah.
Kota Ibushi returned on last week's episode of Collision, and then he made his official in-ring return this week on Dynamite. I was not expecting to see Ibushi. I thought that was a great surprise to have, and if anybody to bring out the woodworks of Kenny Omega's friends, I was really excited to see him. We had the usual discourse of why didn't they announce this, but I thought it was a nice surprise.
Yeah, I didn't. Speaking of what Tony was saying here about surprises in the gauntlet, it was like, oh, Ibushi could have been one, but for the story that they're telling, it makes a lot more sense where they brought him in. The discourse that started, I didn't give a shit because I'm like, this guy's facing off with fucking Okada and Takeshita and all these. I don't care about what you guys care about. This is awesome. There's a lot of discourse around him. Why is he facing Trent on his comeback? I'm like, what? Why do people have to create something from everything, Phil?
Because that's just where we are now. Yeah, Kota had a lot of slander on his name.
He did
last time we saw him because he was dealing with a bunch of injuries and he did not look like himself. He looked like he needed the time off, and I'm glad that he took the time off to recover. He looks a lot better. He looks like he's in better shape. He's moving better.
He's back to being fucking insane. Like,
yeah. So I was glad to see that. I thought the Trent match was solid.
I liked it.
It wasn't the Ibushi that we've seen like at full speed, but I thought that he looked better than he's looked in a while.
Yeah, I liked how he was selling. The neck bumps were insane. Probably to chill both you guys. That's what I'm saying. This guy's still like very insane, taking neck bumps right off the rip, and that was the problem. But yeah, he's not the guy from the past, but I still think he looks way better than the last 5 or whatever appearances he's had in wrestling, specifically AEW. So I'm excited to see where they go with this. Having him face off with Okada, like I said, them announcing the match for next week, it's like, dog, these guys wrestled at the Dome.
Yeah. Big match. We've got a big monumental episode coming up for Dynamite. Dynamite 300. I thought that was a great match to announce. Again, you're building to this match you've been chasing for all this time, Kenny Omega versus Okada. And so being able to do this match in the build is wild. Like, did not think we would get this, but super excited. I'm not sure what Ibushi versus Okada looks like in 2025, but sign me up, man.
I'm looking forward to it. I don't know what, because they're completely different guys than they were in the Dome, but I have faith that both these guys can make something amazing. It's Dynamite 300, so you know they're going to go all out. It's cool. It's great to see Ibushi back, though, and feels like good spirits and feels like good health, because it was kind of crazy. People keep bringing out the Marufuji match that he had, and they're like, it didn't look that great. Then I'm like, yeah, but he looks way better than that now. So
yes. Yeah, really good to see Ibushi back. Love that he got added into the build here. The guys that he's having stare downs with, exciting. We got another Okada to catch the stare down backstage, and that immediately made me excited. They've of course wrestled before. They wrestled in the Fatal 4-Way for the International Championship. Continental Classic Championship, and that match was good, but we still need that one-on-one match.
That's been the one that's been kind of like Takeshita has been growing and growing, and Okada's just been looming over his shoulder the whole time. Like, you talking about being a Japanese guy that's coming over trying to do this. Okada was probably God to you at one point, probably still is. Like, that's the match that we need to see. Their little stare down, and Takeshita being like, yo, this is temporary, bro. Like, I'm still trying to run one, and Okada being like, okay.
Yeah.
Okada's so funny when he just don't care. He's like, all right, what's wrong? What's up with you?
Bro, every time I think about Okada and I think about him sitting in that ring and homeboy is like kicking him inside, and he's just like, bro, whatever, get off me. And he kicks him in the face. He got up and like hoked up on him. Like, hey man, what's your problem?
My favorite clip. Okada's like, hey, no, I thought we were just chilling. No, you want to fight?
Bro, he's just like the whole time, just like, man, whatever, get out of here. He took that, he got hit in the face. He was like, wait a minute. Hey, what's your problem, bro?
Am I bleeding? I'm about to fuck this guy up. Legendary, man. But yeah, that match is going to be sick. I think the build up for Kenny versus Okada has been super fun. Yes. I still can't believe that we're going to watch that match in like a week and a half.
Yeah. Very excited to see that in person, man. Very, very excited about that.
Like, it could be, I don't know what to expect at all, but like just thinking about the stare down and being this match is happening in America, unreal.
Yeah.
Wrestling's cool.
Yeah. We got some more stuff in the build for All In. We got the tag match to start the night with the Bucks rushing Ospreay and Swerve into their match. I thought that was very funny. Ospreay running down, still putting his tape on and moving his elbow pad up, tying his boots. I thought that was funny. And then the match hit. Every time they asked this guy Blake Christian to come back over there and have some matches, this guy's over there cooking.
This guy is unbelievable when it just comes to, okay, you're only going to get this many spots. He maximizes every fucking moment. That dive that he does, the spot that he did where he did the reverse drop kick off the rope and then he did the big dive that he does. I'm like, nah, Blake Christian's a fucking chef out there, bro. Brother be cooking. Shout out to Lee Johnson too. I thought that he looks great. He really just gets it. He feels like completely different wrestler than people probably know of Lee Johnson. Like, these guys work very well together. But Swerve and Ospreay were just on some swag shit. They're just out there finessing that spot where Ospreay hits the hidden blade over Swerve, and then he knits back up. I'm like, this is just fly. Thinking about what they're going to do with the Young Bucks, combining all these powers together, like that match is that's a sleeper match on this card, Phil. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, getting more and more excited for that match. I think that's gonna hit.
There's a stipulation that they added this week too.
Yes, we saw a lot of teases online of potential stakes for this match, and we got the official stipulation for it. If the Bucks lose, they're going to lose their EVP title. I think that is a great plot element to add here with all of the EVP stuff for the past year or so, because it kind of forces them to shit or get off the pot here, because I feel like this EVP stuff has run its course. Yeah. And I think it also adds a nice bookmark to the storyline and stuff with Swerve as well.
Right. Yeah, I think that because we've been talking about it often on this pod, how we just want these motherfuckers to put the tassels back on. They have to put a stamp on it, or they have to do something to get that's not the element that needs to be connected to the Young Bucks moving forward, because it doesn't enhance their characters. Now I think they're just kind of using it as a crutch at this point. So if it ends with Swerve and Ospreay beating them and that being absolved, I think that's the way to go with this.
Yeah. This low plunging V-neck that Matt has been wearing is disgusting. Every time he wears it, I'm just like, bro, what is this shirt? Like, get
too deep of a V, bro. You can't go that deep with the V's, man.
Yeah, it looks crazy, bro. I don't know where you even find that shirt at. Shirt looks crazy every time I see it. But yeah, I really like the build to this so far, and this stipulation adds a lot here. I like the segment they did with Don Callis to confirm no, Okada is still over there with the Elite. He's just happens to go and be aligning with Kenny's other worst enemy in the company at this point.
We all kind of knew what this was. I never thought he was going to be officially in the Don Callis family. So when people were saying, I'm like, no, I think he's just they're using each other because they both hate Kenny Omega, and you need Don to talk shit to Kenny and a lot of this build up, and that's where it is.
Yeah. When Kenny eventually shows up, it's going to be bananas. But yeah, very fun build. The other part of the build, we got more of the build to Tony versus Mercedes. I thought that was a hot way to start the show, with Mercedes beating down Tony, and the stuff backstage was very funny. Mercedes looking straight in the camera, welcome to Dynamite, while she's beating her down. And man, Tony, I think, cut one of her best promos to date on Collision as well.
Unbelievable.
Just incredible. I really like what they've done with the story between them. I know some people weren't a fan after the initial segment, the stuff with Mercedes coming out there and eating steak. But I love this idea that Mercedes has been kind of looking past Tony, like, whatever. Like, I've told you what this is. I left from over there because, they weren't treating me like I wanted to be treated. I left, won a bunch of championships. I eat steak now like the other guy that used to run that company. I'm a big star. I'm a big deal. And when I face you in Texas, I'm going to beat you for your belt. So let's just get to it. And Tony's looking like, no, stop looking at me like I'm just another one of these champions that you beat. I'm not like the rest of these motherfuckers. You're going to have to kill me. I love also this idea that Mercedes has been saying all this time that all of the belts, all of her legacy, it's everything to her, because she left from WWE to prove herself, to cement her legacy as one of the greatest of all time. Tony's exit from over there was completely different. She's told everybody at one point, I thought I was done with wrestling. I thought I was ready to hang it up. And to come to AEW and completely start from scratch, start a character build, and probably like the best run of her career, and be inspired in the way that she is, it just means different things for her. That belt means something completely different to her. And when you add the Mariah stuff into it, it makes it even better, because it's like, no, I don't have anything to lose, because let's just put it for what it is. If Tony loses, Tony's still considered possibly the greatest AEW Women's World Champion of all time.
Yep.
So she really technically doesn't have anything to lose, but at the same time, no, I went through hell to get this belt back. I'm not about to just roll over and give you this belt for you to put it up next to your other belts like it's some trinket. No, I went through a lot to win this belt. And so if you think you're just going to beat me, you're going to have to kill me.
Mm-hmm. I love that this week it felt like Mercedes did get to that serious point because, like you said, they were originally kind of telling the story of Mercedes is like eating steak. She just kind of like, who's Tony Storm? Like, we worked together before. Like, why are you guys having this much fanfare for her? And for her to kind of through the weeks be like, okay, I see what she is. She likes to play mind games. Maybe I'll play mind games. She likes to have characters. Maybe I'll do this. And for her to this week jump her at the beginning of the show. And then she cut a great promo also on Collision backstage with all the belts around her, just being like cussing and shit, just like a great, I'm serious about this. I'm going to take your fucking belt. Tony's element of like, cool, you got all those belts, but I only need one. And it's this belt, adding the importance to this match. Like, you got all those belts, but you really want this belt. And there's nothing that you could do in the world to take it from me. Just really great story elements. I think Tony just kind of standing her ground of being like, I'm not defined by this lore that you're in. Like, I don't care that you're Mercedes. I don't care who you are. Like, this is my company. I've earned my spot and I'm going to take it. They've, how do you feel about, because there was a moment that people were talking about them being in the main event. Do you think that they are anywhere close to that at this point?
I'm not sure. It's tough to say that when you've got Okada Omega on this card. Like, that's what I keep going back to
every time. I'm like, what? You can't put anything over there. Like, I don't even the world title. Even I'm like, bro, Okada and Omega though. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I would love it if it did get the main event, but
me too.
I don't know, man. It's hard for me to think anything could main event over Okada and Omega. And you also have the Death Riders, Hangman stuff as well. I don't know. But yeah, I just love that the way that they presented both of these women that were at the biggest stage possible over there in WWE, and they left for different reasons, and then they both ended up in the same place for different reasons, and you know, they're on different runs, and
they're both the top women in this company now. They went from and like Tony said, she was almost down, but she got to this point.
Yeah, and I do like cause starting the show with Mercedes saying, "No, I am taking you seriously. I'm gonna beat you up. I'm gonna brutalize you to show you that I'm taking you serious. You're still acting like this is your movie. You're the main character. I'm the main character. I'm the CEO. This is my company. I'm gonna be world champion. I'm gonna hold all the belts." But at the same time, I do still think that she is still looking past Tony. I think she still has looked at this like it's a foregone conclusion. I'm gonna beat you. I don't think that she's ready for the lengths that Tony is going to take this to.
And so we talked about last week Mina's involvement. They announced this match with Mina and Mercedes next week. And you had pitched the idea that you maybe think Mercedes could lose that TBS championship on the way up to All In. And I think I might be with you.
Yeah, this week kind of cemented my theory that I think that Mina is going to win. It could go either way, but I love the fact that it feels like this match could go every way. This is a big monumental episode for Dynamite. You need a big match. We've seen him being Tony Khan do a title change on one of these big 100 shows. Episodes before. And so I would not be surprised if we got a title change here.
This Mercedes 1000th match also she announced.
Yes. But I think that's part of the story because some people that disagree with me online were saying that if you take away the undefeated streak, what is the story? I don't think the undefeated streak is the story.
It never was the story to me.
I think the person that's putting the most importance on the undefeated streak is Mercedes. Because again, her legacy, accolades mean everything. But where she came from, Women's Revolution, they put so much importance on accolades. So of course to her, legacy means all of these accolades, all of these firsts, all of these accomplishments that she got over there. And so leaving, I'm getting all of these accomplishments outside of the company as well that make me undeniable. But that's not how AEW does things. That's not how Tony does things. I don't care about your accolades. I don't care about none of that. You could. I agree. You are one of the greatest of all time, but you still are gonna have to pry this from my dead hands. And so I love the idea that in order to get at Mercedes, the thing that she feels like she has to lose is her legacy. The thing that she covets and protects more than anything is her title belts, is her legacy. We saw how she reacted to Zumi when Azumi beat her. And so I think the thing that is going to kick this feud in the high ground is potentially losing one of these belts. I also have to assume if you're AEW, you want to avoid the trap of putting both of your women's titles on Mercedes, because
I wouldn't do that.
We've seen companies do this before, and it's just so hard to book yourself out of the corner. We just seen it with Stephanie Vaquera in NXT, and how once you put both belts on her, how do you have her lose and make this make sense? And they just had her vacated. I do not want to see Mercedes vacate one of these belts. I think it would make much more sense if you use the story element to take that belt off of her.
Yep. And I don't think this hurts the match. I don't think this hurts anything with All In. This doesn't hurt Mercedes if she were to lose this belt to Mina before the show. Like, because a lot of people, you're right, were saying that, oh, well, she's undefeated. That's the story. Like, what's Mercedes going to be if she loses? She still has 6 other fucking belts. Like, this is all fine, I think. And like, the match at All In, I think not people that are overlooking, but they're not thinking about yet. Like, the match is what it's going to be. Like, Mercedes has already said she's aiming to have the greatest match of all time. We know how Tony gets down. Like, that's the most important element of this.
Yes. And I think if she's not TBS champion going into All In, I think that changes how predictable this is, because
Me too.
she hasn't lost a title match in over a year. You could say, yeah, she lost the New Japan Strong match, but she didn't get pinned in that match. And so I think, there's 2 ways to look at it. Sure, if she loses to Mina, people are going to go, okay, they're putting the world title on her. That's why they're taking the TBS title off her. But I also think that it kind of changes certain things with Tony. I do think that the outcome of this Mina match is going to determine who I believe is winning this match, because I was uncertain for the last few weeks, because I was just kind of like, all right, well, Mercedes is just going to win. I'm not so sure anymore. I think that for story reasons, it makes a lot of sense for Tony to win.
Me too.
Just because what it would mean for Tony. I don't think the Mercedes needs this win. I think you can delay her winning the world title. I think you can go back to it. But I think Tony at this point getting that big win at All In, especially after losing at All In last year and coming again this year and being the first to beat Mercedes in AEW, I think it would mean a lot.
Yeah. I think that Tony, not that she needs it more, but I think there's a lot more stories to tell in this division with this championship as Tony. Like, I think Mercedes is just going to continue to doing what she's been doing and still have these other championships and tell these other stories. But I think right now, for like the last, until 2 weeks ago, I was Mercedes. But something about the energy, something about how the matches, how Tony's been moving, I think that she's going to win.
Yeah, it could go either way.
But it can go either way, though. Like, Mercedes could beat Mina and then beat Tony, and I'd be like, oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I do think there's a good chance that Mina could win on Wednesday. And I do think that that's one of, because we did get the stuff on Collision as well, where Mina told her, do not interfere. And I do think she's going to interfere. I think she's going to cost Mercedes the match. I think that is going to be the thing that gets us unhinged Mercedes going in All In.
Because I like that. What you were saying is like, all we've seen is Mercedes win matches, win these big main events. If she goes into All In with a little bit of uncertainty, like Mina just did this, I don't really know. Like, I'm not the most overconfident person that I've been. I think that's a good element to play into.
Yeah. And I just think it's the same with everything. Everything just feels like a foregone conclusion. This is her 1000th match. This is the 300th episode of Dynamite. It just feels like they're putting too much on it. It just feels like there's something gonna happen here.
The crew ain't gonna want to hear this because I already seen them this week. Y'all want Mercedes to lose? What the? I'm like, that's not what this is about, though. The crew.
Yeah, I saw someone say that this is the new Harley should be there, and I don't think that's comparable.
Oh yeah, no.
I think for story reasons, there is story reasons why it would make sense for Mina to win. And like I said, I just don't think it's a good idea to have both women's titles on there because once you get into that corner, how do you get out of it?
Yeah, the Harley thing. It's not the same because the Harley was like a surprise. Like people are like, oh, I can't believe she's in this position. They've been telling this story with Mercedes and Mina and Tony for a while at this point.
Yeah, they've been telling the story specifically with Mina since January.
Right. And the story is Mina can't beat her. That's also an element that plays into Wednesday, huh? Is a story that Mina can't beat her.
Yeah. Yeah. You can make the argument. The only reason even though Azumi is really good, a big part of the reason that Azumi won is because Mercedes and Mina were so focused on each other.
Mm-hmm. That was a good ass match too.
Was a good match. But yeah, that's exciting. I love that along the way in this build, they've done all of these big shows, and all of these big shows feel like they matter. Like Grand Slam Mexico feels like it matters for its own reason. The 300 episode feels like a big deal. It's like you're getting all of these mini events in the build up to their biggest show of the year.
It's exciting, man. They got a lot of tickets sold. People are excited for All In just with the matches that they announced. I think they got some good buzz going, and I've been seeing a lot of people saying this is their favorite AEW era. This is all the stuff. Like I think they got the perfect amount of stuff going into Texas.
Yeah. I think that this build does feel special. And I've been saying that for like 3 weeks now. Just a lot of stuff that they're putting together. The matchups feel special. A lot of the stories they're trying to tell feel very harkened to the first year of this company. And I think that was missed. I'm glad that we're getting away from a lot of the drama and backstage stuff and just putting on good shows. And that's another reason why I kind of feel like you guys don't need to keep trying to link wrestlers over there to the CM Punk stuff. It's over. Stop trying to bring that backstage stuff. Stop trying to bring that cloud back over here. Even if you want to just take it as your victory lap, it just doesn't matter, man. Like these shows have been good. Like it just focus on that.
AEW has talking buzz around them because of the show and what's presented and the wrestlers in the ring. We need to ride that, not like let's add drama to this. Let's harken back to old shit. Like the momentum that they have now, I think needs to be celebrated. I didn't like the ending of Dynamite. They kind of got back into the same old Death Rider shit. And I think that I've liked a lot of the build up to the main event, the stuff that they've been doing with Swerve and Ospreay, kind of playing that we should help Hangman, but maybe we shouldn't. What kind of position are we in? But they've kind of exited the scene a little bit. But then this week of them just essentially jumping Hangman, choking him out with the thing. It felt like, okay, we're doing the same. It felt like I've seen this scene before, I think. And I don't know if this late in the game, I need to be seeing it again.
Yeah, it did feel like more of the Death Rider stuff that people didn't like. But I was fine with it. I only because I liked little small touches to it, like having the Elite suspend Swerve, so he was the only one that didn't help Hangman. I thought that was a nice touch.
That's pretty good.
Because we shouldn't see Hangman and Swerve in a ring together until it's the big moment. And so I like that. I did like that. Hangman has kind of bitten off more than he can chew. Like, yeah, if you're gonna win a championship, it's not just you gotta get past Mox, because we know you can beat Mox. You've had a feud with him, but now he's got the numbers game. This is a different Mox. It's different, and I don't know whose idea this was. If this is Mox's idea in a promo where he was saying, "Man, are you the guy? Because you keep acting like you don't know you're the guy. If you don't know you're the guy, then why do you want this? I'm gonna beat you so you can go home like you want to go home." I was like,
yeah. Mox has had a couple of those promos in the last 2 or 3 weeks. There was the staircase one, the couple of backstage ones where I'm like, okay, Mox is really getting to it. Mox is hitting them with like, do you really want it? Like you say you want it, but do you really want it?
No, you want to be a dad. You want to have a farm. You want to go and do all this simple life stuff. I'm gonna let you go do that because you're not in this. You're not in this to be the top guy. You're not in this to be a champion like I am. I'm a champion, and I'm like, man, some grown man bars
straight up. I do like that element coming into play too, of like when Ospreay was initially making the pitch that they need to help Hangman, and Hangman, the only way to defeat Death Riders is if everybody bands together. Hangman was kind of on, I don't need you fucking guys. Like, I got here by myself and I could finish this by myself. That to kind of catch up to him, and Death Riders be like, no, the fuck you can. We're going to beat your ass on the way up there. I think it's really fun. And Ospreay still trying to help and kind of being distracted off of the Swerve stuff, but still being involved with it. Really great story elements with that. But just the Death Riders plunging shit, I can do without.
Yeah. And I love all of the Hangman lore around this because again, what made Hangman Ospreay so good at Double or Nothing is it was such a culmination of everything that made Hangman over 6 years. And it's the same with all of the stuff since. It's not just the Swerve stuff of I can't trust Swerve. He's done this before. He's had friends and he's been a part of a group. He's been a part of the Elite. He's been a part of Dark Order. And all of those things didn't end well for him. No, I don't need your help. You guys stay over there.
That is a really good story to tell. And the Elite doing the full turn essentially on him to add to it also. Really great stuff. Yes, I mean, historically, Friends has not worked for him. So I kind of see why he's like, I need to go at this alone.
Yes. Yeah, I love that. I just love everything about the Hangman character, man. Like right now, he's just knocking it out the park with the character stuff, the promos. And so I think that's part of why the ending of the show didn't bother me as much. I feel you. I do think it's more of what I didn't like about the Death Rider stuff. But I think it's working because they've got a protagonist in Hangman that I care about.
Very important element. They're just beating us some regular fool. Don't mean shit. But the fact that it's Hangman and he kind of got himself into this means a lot.
But there has been some I told you so's on the Death Rider stuff online. Have you seen any of that?
Yes, I have.
There's been a lot of you guys weren't patient. It's actually better. And it's actually doing good because now we want to see Hangman win. And some of that is fair, but I also think some of that is revisionist. like I do think some of the early Death Rider stuff is still bad. I think the only reason it's working is because people are galvanizing around Hangman. Hangman is the ingredient here that's changing a lot of it.
Exactly. I was in that Revolution crowd, bro, and we left that show mad. So like, I've been involved in a couple of Death Riders things where it wasn't hot and those things didn't help this story. Hangman is helping this story.
No, I think it's that you've got a guy that people want to see win and people believe he can win.
And he fucking better win. Is there any world where he doesn't, Phil? Is there still anything in the world where he can't? They can't.
They can't do it. They can't. No. But yeah, it is interesting watching people turn around on the Death Rider stuff. I think I think the Death Rider Statlander stuff is also good. That was another wrinkle that I wasn't expecting. And I think it's good. I think that was the right call to have Statlander win the Fatal 4-Way. I thought it was going to be Athena, but the execution there and the story they're telling with the Death Riders, I like it.
I was just happy because I was like, okay, that means that these 4 women are definitely in the match, right? Which means Athena's in the match. That's all I care about. I'm like, it don't really matter if she wins the number 1 spot as long as she's in that bitch.
I sure hope so. Yeah, and I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence on who I believe is going to win that because we did get the announcement. We're going to get 2 casino gauntlets. We're getting a men's and women's. Very excited we're getting a women's. Glad that this is going to be a way to get a lot of women on the card. But I don't know. My gut feeling.
I don't know at all.
My gut feeling is that Megan Bayne is going to win. And I think that she makes a lot of sense. And
if Megan wins, then Tony's definitely going over because I feel like they still have ground to cover.
If the prediction is that Tony's going to win, I can see Megan Bayne winning and Megan Bayne going on to beat Tony.
Who could win if Mercedes were the one to beat Tony? Like, who could Mercedes' next person be?
Willow?
Yeah, because I thought they were going to get back to that at Double or Nothing. I still expect them to get back to that.
Yeah.
But then Willow can't go over though, because I think there's a point where she needs to beat Mercedes.
I think she does too, but I wouldn't be mad at Willow winning
At all.
I think Athena's a good shout if she's in it. I think Athena winning and getting
and Athena against either one would fucking hit.
Yeah,
so.
Getting the rematch of Athena and Mercedes is a good one. I think Statlander's a good call. I wouldn't be mad if Statlander would either.
Oh, Jamie Hayter, where's she at? Did she say she was hurt, or is she still dealing with visa stuff?
Yeah, I think it's the injury thing.
Because Jamie would hit.
I don't think we've gotten like the status yet on the injury, but yeah, I think it's injury.
That's unfortunate. Her momentum was growing again.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, the women's one, the men's one, I'm like, there's a couple of guys that I figured could win, but the women's one, I'm like, it's pretty up in there, and I think that's a good thing.
Yeah. The men's one kind of feels like it's setting up for Max.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm like, it feels like it could be Max, but that could just be trying to throw us off.
Maybe, because Max doesn't have a match at the pay-per-view yet. Maybe we're getting the Mystico match there. I don't know.
But I like Max as Hangman's. Him and Hangman are gonna have to face off, and I do like that happening.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, it feels like Max though.
Yeah.
Because like Ospreay's in a different match. Like, who else would it be? You know.
On the men's side, if Hangman wins, it needs to be a big heel. I mean, the biggest you could. It's Max.
It's Max.
Trying to think who else.
That doesn't already like have a match and something.
I wouldn't be mad at. I don't know if it would hit the same. I think Kyle winning would be great as well.
That is legit the first name that came into my brain. Cause like as a first feud, and like we know he's not gonna win, but would kill it in that position.
Kyle would be great.
They said for the AEW World Championship specifically?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, because I was like, Takeshita could also win.
Yeah, Takeshita could also win.
But that's only if he could challenge for the unified belt. I don't think he's going to win if it's for the World Championship.
I don't think they specified.
Because if they didn't specify and he could challenge for the unified belt, I think he could win.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I think coming off of whoever wins that, they're going to need somebody. And Takeshita could be for either one of those guys.
Yeah. Kyle, they're saying in the chat, Kyle could end up in the TNT title match with Adam Cole.
Oh, true.
So he might not be in the gauntlet.
See, the men's one.
The men's one's tougher. I don't know.
No, Hangman, you need a heel yourself. Because Bandito's been kind of killing it recently, but I don't know if they want to put him there.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Exciting. I'm glad that we're getting a women's casino battle royal.
Me too.
I mean, the men's one, yeah, I think it's cool. We're getting both, but I'm more excited for the women's than the men's.
They could have just announced one and it'd have been the women's, and I would have been like, yes, this is what I want. Great match this week. I think Athena being on TV was awesome. She fucking was destroying, and every time she got a moment, it was like, oh yeah, this is her. Like, she needs to be featured every time. I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah. Do you think there's a chance of Darby showing up in a gauntlet?
Fucking Darby. Oh my God, I forgot. He should.
Yeah.
They still haven't said fucking one word about this guy climbing that mountain.
I don't know if he'll be ready by then. But yeah, but see, if Darby's in it,
he has to win.
That tells you Hangman might lose.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
See, I was like, is there a world where Hangman could lose? There is a world where Hangman could lose, because I've been seeing, Phil, people online are like, oh, Darby's still the one. And I'm like, he isn't.
I don't know. I think it's Hangman.
Fuck, Hangman. Darby could win that gauntlet, though. Like, honestly, he should win that gauntlet. It could work with him and Hangman. Not the same.
No,
Not the same at all.
I think if you bring Darby back after climbing and mounting, people are gonna want to see him get a win. I don't. No,
Tough one.
I don't think you should do that. I don't think you should split your crowd.
Oh, they got to bring Darby back though. But Hangman got to win that fucking championship. Like, we can't wait for anything.
Yeah, if you're gonna do a babyface that wins it out of left field and do like a babyface match for Hangman's first win, I wouldn't do Darby. I wouldn't do Darby. The babyface that I want to see win and get a world title match is Brody King.
He needs a big win. Yeah.
And I think he's somebody that can win that match and get the match with Hangman and potentially lose, and it wouldn't hurt him.
And he kind of toes he's not like, he is a baby face, but he's not like a white meat baby face. He still got some edge to him, so it would work. I like that a lot. Yeah, I think Brody's earned it. He's in the gauntlet match this week, so do it.
That's who I would like to see get a world title match.
But it'll probably be Max, though. That's what we're all leading to.
That's what I think. Definitely what I
think. Shout out to Max showing up in fucking MLW this week to a big surprise.
Bro,
I was not expecting that.
You talking about not something on my bingo card for 2025 is Max showing up in MLW. I did not
0%. If they were like, do you want to bet on this? I'd be like, that'll never happen in a million years. And it happened.
Yeah, did not see that happening.
You must really fucks with Court and the homies over there, because we know the history of Max and MLW. He kind of cut his teeth and became who he is now a lot in MLW. So seeing him back there is still a super surprise, but also like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
They said Okada was back there too.
Interesting.
Because he has because Kojima is there. There's some Japanese guys on the card.
Kojima.
So, but yeah, all in.
Yeah, very excited for the show. Very excited about more women getting opportunities. Hopefully we get an announcement about tag titles or something else to get the women on the show other than just the gauntlet match. I mean, the gauntlet match is cool, but I would like to see at least if Mina wins, I would like to see a TBS title match.
That's what I was gonna say. If they could get that championship out, not have both world titles tied up in the main event of Tony and Mercedes, that'd be great. But I understand also if they have Mercedes go in as champion, because pro wrestling works like that.
Absolutely. There was something else related to this. Deanna saying she deserves to be on the card, and certain people do you? And it's yes, she does.
What is?
Yeah, I didn't understand what was going on there. Yes, Deanna deserves to be on this card, bro.
I just can't figure out what people's beef is with her and why they get like this when she talks about moments that she absolutely does deserve. I'm like, what do you mean?
It's weird. Another surprise that I'm wondering, I don't know if she's ready yet. Do you think we see Ruby?
Yeah, we could, because they got to fill this up. How many women could be a part of this? They got a pretty stacked roster. What about the Doctor?
I don't think we'll see her.
You don't think so?
I don't. I keep thinking we're gonna wake up one morning and we're gonna get this breaking news that she's either released or something big is going to happen. Because at this point, I don't know where she's going to end up. I don't know what's going to happen here.
When was the Mercedes match? We're coming up to All In again.
That was a year ago. That was All In.
We're coming up to another one.
She came back last. She came back last year at Forbidden Door. That was June 30th. That was a year ago.
Shit. Damn, dude. Yeah, I'm like you. I would expect every day to wake up and they'd be like, "Oh, Britt's gone,"
or something,
WWE. Some kind of something, because this is crazy.
Yeah,
she's had 2 matches in a year.
Yeah, seeing people. Alex Winter is a good shout. coming in. Maybe B.
Oh,
Maybe B Priestley would be a nice shout.
yeah. I was gonna say, do you think any of them ex WWE women could show up?
I hope Dakota.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to see.
Me too.
I don't know what Riho's status is, guys. I know last time I heard she still was dealing with an injury.
I saw Sheeta had got a new look.
Sheeta's still dealing with visas. Maybe Sheeta will be ready by then.
I hope so.
I don't know. But I would love to see either Sheeta or Riho. Like one of those Joshis from the first year that we haven't seen. Like bring back Ryo Mizunami out of nowhere.
The first couple of years of AEW with the women's division was wild. It was so different than it is now. Like Vicky Guerrero was in it. What's the homegirl's name? Mel,
Shanna.
Yeah, life used to be so different over here.
Yeah.
Shanna, damn, dude.
Shanna was cooking for a minute. She started talking kind of crazy.
Yeah, she started talking. Yeah, unfortunate.
Yeah, Yuka is another one I'd like to see.
Oh, Yuka.
Yeah.
This division is crazy. These are still women that could be a part of this.
Yeah.
Huh. That's all of our all-in talk.
Yeah. Send us in your super chats. It's your best way to get chat on this show about All In or anything else wrestling related. You can also send us your Humper Chats, humperchats.com/Fightful.
A couple of more super chats. The homie Breathe and Hope says, sucks about Buddy's injury, but Brody is shining. Yeah, it goes along with Phil says. He would be mad at Brody winning. Yeah,
that was kind of that was shitty to hear that. Sounds like his injury is not healing the way he expected. So yeah, well wishes to him. Hopefully he gets back soon.
Yeah, Buddy was talking. Was he on a stream or was it an interview?
Yeah, I think it was a stream.
Yeah, he was on a stream saying that he would like to have been back, but his ankle injury is a little bit more than he expected, and it's not as healing as fast as he did. And they say if it gets to a certain point, then it's just not great right now. And I hope that he's getting support because fucking wrestlers' injuries, not knowing what's going on, it means a lot. So I hope that Buddy's getting support. That's unfortunate because I thought Hounds of Hell were on their way to do something, but like the homie's saying right now, Brody is killing it in all positions, and I hope to see him get more.
Yeah.
The homie Meet Normus says, sup fellas, my wizard dodged a bullet with Ace Bailey. Why does he think he's LeBron already? Weird none of his family was there.
Yeah, that was very weird. Wizards just made a trade, didn't they just trade Jordan Poole?
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
Because I've been seeing their little picture going around and they're getting buried, man. Man, let them Wizards boys ball.
Yeah. It just popped up on my phone. Breaking news. Julius Randle signed a 3-year deal for $100 million. Oh.
Damn.
Oof. Yeah, that was the other crazy thing. They showed what Ron Harper's son is gonna make, and it's more than Ron made his entire career. Like,
yeah.
This is the money that basketball players make is insane.
I saw that number and I was like, holy shit, dude. Like, this is a guy that just got drafted too. Like, not even like somebody that's been cooking already. Yeah, the money that's out there is fucking wild.
Yeah, that got lost in some of this news. A lot has happened. The Kevin Durant news. Kevin Durant is heading to Houston Rockets. That clip of him finding out when he was on stage is very funny. I kind of think he already knew.
There's no way he didn't know.
That smirk he had on his face, it kind of felt like he already knew. But of course, Durant has history in Texas. He played college in Texas. So it kind of feels like kind of the right place for him to go and possibly end his career. Houston's got a good team going. Maybe he could push them over the hump, but I don't know. It kind of feels like the era is over, though.
I like it because it feels like that's what he wants to do, but I don't expect him to like win a championship and shit. But it feels like he wants to go and play basketball, and he still can play at a high level.
Absolutely. And yeah, got a good coach in Houston. They've got a good nucleus of young guys. I kind of wish they would have let Jalen Green develop more, but you got an opportunity. Kevin Durant, you're gonna take Kevin Durant.
DB too. I like a couple of those. They got some dogs out there that are on another team now. But Kevin Durant covers some shit.
Yeah. Desmond Bain was another random one.
Oh
Desmond
yeah.
Bain to Orlando. So yeah, a lot of movement in NBA.
Those videos where a guy gets traded and then they show him like with their new team's hat and they're like back and it's like they look happy but also they're like confused, but they trying to put on a brave face because they did just make some money, but they're also like, what the fuck's going on here? Those videos always make me feel some type of way. I'm like,
yeah,
these NBA players, their emotional threshold is crazy, man. They get pushed in so many different directions.
It doesn't feel natural. Like all of a sudden it's like, yeah, I'm over here now. It feels like the fucking drug commercial. It feels like fucking real love. Look at backwards. Like, wait a minute. I know you're not happy about it.
Yeah, no, your face isn't matching the words that you're saying.
You are not this happy about selling eczema cream, bro. Like, get out of here,
Appreciate that, me, Normus. Speed Punk Official says, you guys see MJF on MLW going after Mystico? Yeah, we talked about it a little bit.
Yeah.
Very dope to see that. Don't know when that match is going to be. I mean, there is still a potential, like Phil alluded to a little bit ago, that they could do the match at All In. I mean, Mystico at that big show would make a lot of sense, but I kind of feel like Max in the Gauntlet is the move, but I also don't know.
I don't know. I mean, the fact that he's still carrying around the mask, they're definitely going to do another match somewhere. It's Texas.
They sent him to MLW. Like, that means something.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I could also seeing him doing back in Mexico again because that shit got some good heat.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, Speed Punk. Psycho Jam 77 says, last week's episode of Collision was brought to you by Hennessy. Yes. The match between Swerve Strickland and Shane Taylor with the rest of STP, including the homies in the infantry, betting, drinking Hennessy. Tony Schiavone makes a bet at one point. I'm like, this is wild.
Carly Bravo is a character, and I was not surprised at all that he was in the mix. I've seen Carly Bravo out and about sometimes. What a guy, man.
I saw Carly, I think, was that Vegas? He was wilding. Maybe. There's a couple of places I've seen him like, he's not in wrestling mode. He's in I'm out mode. I'm like, this guy's the funniest guy I've ever seen.
Hilarious, bro. I saw him somewhere and I saw him from behind. I was like, wait, is that Carly? And so I walked over there. I was talking to him. And, you know how you see somebody and you pat him on the back and it's like, yo, what's up? I was like, oh, this guy is like solid as a fucking marble fucking pier. Like, this guy is yoked. I was like, all right.
No, he will fuck you up too. Like, super duper nice guy, humble, all that shit. But like, yeah.
Shout out to Carly, man.
Love those guys. Shout out to the captain too. Shout out to Trish. Shout out to everybody in STP, man. They're a great group. Appreciate that, homie. Oddball Podcast says, fantasy book it. Who would win in a match between Mr. Iguana and Toriano?
Mr. Iguana's big business now, man. He went over there, was like, oh, you think I'm about to be down here?
Do I look like NIL to y'all? Me and my stuffed animal are over.
Nah, Mr. Iguana is definitely winning, dog. But then again, Yano has pulled out some of the most improbable wins I've ever seen. Him beating Mox in his first G1 is still one of the funniest things I've ever seen, dog.
Mr. Iguana hot like fire right now, though. They probably give it to him.
Hot, bro. Did you see that Dylon clip?
I did.
Dylon's funny as hell, bro. This guy's like, yeah, but what did it really do for me? Like, I'm a DJ, I ain't never seen you like you never given me a drop. You've never like given me a shout out. I was like, dog,
what's happening? Dave Chappelle's supposed to continuously show him up. He never did nothing for me. What is he supposed to do for you? Yeah, that skit did a lot for him. Yes, it did, Dylon. We love that skit. Appreciate that, homie. Love for Boost says, just watch Brian Keith's AEW. They need him and Swishahouse at All In. That man is a national treasure.
We've got to find a way to get him still tipping if he's in the gauntlet.
Mm-hmm.
In Texas.
Come
on, man. It has to happen.
In Texas, you guys play that. Play that.
Song.
And When not in Texas, play his other song. I don't know why y'all using Big Bill's when him and Big Bill had a match and they had Big Bill's generic ass music. I'm like, this is personal. Just fucking play the song.
Hey, cut that off.
Turn it off. Now turn it off.
Hey, turn that off.
That's crazy, man. It don't have to be like this. Shout out to homie to BK. Shout out to homie Love for Boost. At the Mr. Supreme King also says, nah, Max wins, connects the thread of Max using the Hurt Syndicate to clear his way to Hangman. With that, with Will and Swerve being the only tag team credible to beat the Hurt Syndicate for the tag belts.
Yeah, I think that makes more and more sense. We also did get the announcement. I forgot. We're getting the team of Speedball and Kevin Knight taking on Hurt Syndicate.
How did you feel about the segment this week?
It does feel like there's a reoccurring theme that they always have to come out on top. They always get to beat down afterwards. Which I don't know.
It's okay. That hilarious Mark Briscoe bit that made Bobby Lashley break on
hilarious, bro. Yeah, that was really funny. That was probably the highlight of the whole thing. But the segment was so long. Like, why was it so long,
dog? I was like, why are we still doing this? This is so long. They like connected like 3 segments. I'm like, you guys.
Yeah, it was going for a long time. I mean, the whole thing that brought Mark out there, he was like, look, you guys are going over your time again. Yeah, I know you don't know this guy's name, but he sent me out here to tell you guys, you're over your time again.
Max is going long, and then they do 15 more minutes after that. I'm like, oh, okay. Appreciate that, Supreme King. And then Speed Punk Official says, you guys think Jack Perry will show up at All In? Where's JP at?
I don't know. I sure hope so. I think he makes a lot of sense in the Gauntlet as well. Hopefully he had a spot in the Gauntlet.
With the new gimmick and some new shit, because if we're getting rid of this EVP stuff, we got to move forward, dog.
You getting that goat mask, dog?
I don't want it.
I don't want it either, but I think we're getting it.
Jack in his backyard fucking around with pine cones and knives. He ain't even worried about y'all. He is not worried about y'all.
There was a joke that I saw that I want to repeat, but I don't want to play into this idea that I don't like Jack, and so I won't repeat it here. But I did think it was very funny
because you like Jack Perry.
No, I like Jack Perry. I don't know why they would say that.
Real glass. That's all of our super chats. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
JP do need to come back though. Are you a wrestler or what? What's going on here?
Yeah, we do. We do need the Jack return. We got some more Humper chats. Got some from Tony P. He says, yeah, she has already made feuds in Athena, Mina, Willow, but I feel Mina will take the TBS title from her after All In. Athena being on TV weekly is a coin flip currently, and I feel Chris/Willow will be feuding with Marina / Shayna soon in the tag team division. I didn't even think about that. That's probably why they're setting up the Marina stuff, because I do think that this is all a red herring. I don't think the Statlander is going to join the Death Riders. I think this is going to be the thing that pushes Willow and Statlander closer together and makes them a team officially. But yeah, the end goal for that is that there has to be a match with Marina. I didn't even think about them potentially bringing in Shayna.
Because you put them in a tag team, then that kind of masks the things that Marina doesn't get. That actually makes a lot of sense. Yeah, you actually make a great point too with Stat. I didn't think about the Willow connection because she's been connected with the blood. I keep wanting to call them the bloodline, the Death Riders too, and they have fucked with her, and her coming and being like, "What the fuck are you doing, Stat? We could do this together." I think that's a really good move.
Yeah. Bro, Gunn, if we get this would be the funniest thing on earth to me. Barry Court making his debut to join the House of Hell.
What happened?
Bishop? Wait, you getting Bishop?
What happened? Shout out to Bishop and the homie Donovan Dijak won the MLW tag team champions. What do they call them? Like the skyscrapers or some shit like that?
Yeah. I ended up going down this whole rabbit hole the other night because I don't know if you know who Bishop Nehru is, but Bishop Nehru, he was one of those New Yorkers that they were trying to say this guy's next up. At one point, he was hot. He did the album with Doom. He had the mixtape that was incredible, Nehruvians. And so I found out Nehruvians was on Apple Music, and I was like, oh my God, I used to listen to this mixtape every day. And so then when I started listening to it, I was like, what happened to this guy? And so I went down this whole rabbit hole. I was on the phone with Emilio at the time, and I was like, what happened to this guy? He was so dope.
What happened to him?
He's still making music, but it's just not the buzz that was around him, because at one point he had hella buzz. Like, it was kind of at the same time when Joey was bubbling up too. They were the next upcoming guys from New York. And Joey became Joey, but Bishop just like went to school. I guess he took the Vince the Vince Carter route. He went.
I see.
He went to school and then he fell off. But Nehruvians is a excellent mixtape. One of the songs on there samples Juice, and the kid that grew up to be Junior on My Wife and Kids. The part where he's like, because I like Bishop because he's cool. So Mr. Cool Man, if he comes over here, I'm not here. And he sampled that for one of the songs. It's so dope.
I might have to play that. That's funny that you were thinking about Bishop, because earlier this week I was thinking about rappers who were gonna be. So I was thinking about Charles Hamilton. I thought for a long time about Charles Hamilton. I was like, damn, what happened to Charles Hamilton?
Dog, if you were around for the blog era,
dog,
this dude was like at the forefront of it. Like, I know, like now
up front, dog.
Like now we act like that was like the beginning of the big three, and it was the beginning of like Kendrick and Cole and Wale, Big Sean, Kid Cudi, of course. But at one point, Charles Hamilton and Asher Roth, all of those dudes, they were at the forefront. Charles Hamilton, like his mixtapes were out there. His freestyles were constantly on everything, and I thought this guy was gonna be huge, and he got punched by Homegirl in that video, and that was kind of it.
He never recovered. Damn, man, Charles Hamilton. I remember he sampled an Incubus song one time. I was like, oh, this is I think this guy makes music for me. Like, he was getting into that lane, but then like he just fell off. Damn, that was a wild time. I remember that rapper XV. There was a time where like I thought rap was going in a certain direction. It was like they were all kind of
totally different time, dog.
Piggybacking off, like Kid Cudi was the one that, because that was like his aesthetic. They were all kind of following along to. He's like the only one that made it out.
Another guy Kanye leached off of and basically took his sound.
Right. Damn, dog.
But yeah, bro, he had like, it seemed like Charles Hamilton had like a breakdown or something.
Yeah, he had some mental health stuff too.
Yeah. Hopefully he's doing well, but yeah, he was at the forefront in the blog area. It was like him, like I said, Asher Roth, Cool Kids, bro. That first Cool Kids mixtape, I used to listen to that religiously.
Man. You and I, this is when I would go to fucking Borders, not even Barnes and Nobles. I would go to Borders and I would read all the hip hop magazines and be like, that'd be so cool to be in these magazines. But every guy that you just named are the people that I was seeing in those magazines.
Yeah, nah, dog, the Cool Kids, dog. Like, man. More Humper chats. We got from Tony P says, if Tony wins, you have the easy choice of Athena or Megan to win the gauntlet. You could tell more unique stories with those two, of Megan hunting her again. If Athena is used regularly after that, her being motivated and angry, coming at the expense of Tony is gold. Yeah, I hope that we get more of Athena on the main show.
Yeah, I'm hoping that what this week was having her on TV and a little bit more featured is going to lead to her being on TV more. They announced, of course, this week for the Ring of Honor show in Texas that she's going to be taking on Thunder Rosa. So I don't know if this is the time. Some people are upset that they didn't announce. They thought Billy Starks was going to be the one to beat her. I don't know.
I don't know what happened there, dog. I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
I wouldn't be mad at Thunder beating her because I just think it's time. Yeah, it's just time. It's time for her to move on from ROH.
Like, it would have been great if it was Billy, but at this point, it's just like, it could be anybody. God damn it, move her up to the main roster.
It's time. We got to make this move. More from Tony P. He says, WWE just WWE this week, and I was just bored. Couldn't get locked in on anything from them. Most of the interesting things was off TV from should they or should they go with the Punk push apology or whatever the hell that was last night. I win by saying it is still wild to see Bozilla in Stardom. Rossi loved her from all accounts. The June Despy match was the most bloody they had yet. I love Despy's material on the mask, soaking in the blood to give it a transforming element. I did not see this match, but it sounded like it was absolutely nuts. These guys have absolutely terrifying, violent matches, so I'm sure there was a lot of blood and a lot of crazy spots in it.
That made me think we've went 2 hours and 54 minutes without mentioning the gigantic news that I woke up to this morning concerning New Japan Pro Wrestling. Philip Lindsey.
Yeah, if you have not seen the Goto Revolution is over. Apparently the Goto Revolution will not be televised either because
it wasn't.
Zack Sabre is the new IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. He's 2-time champion. He beat Goto on the Tanahashi Jam special. You cannot watch this special on New Japan World.
What's going on here? I was so confused when I woke up today and I was like, where did this happen though? What do you mean Zack Sabre won the what? And you can't watch it? What happened? Why?
Yeah. So apparently it was a TV special in Japan.
Okay.
But it's not on New Japan World. I think that is a very strange choice to have a title change of this magnitude on a show that your international crowd can't watch. Like a big part of your audience cannot see this when you've done such great business with Goto up to this point. That was a very odd decision.
And is British.
And I think it's a very odd decision to just take the belt off of Goto at this point in general, because we've been sitting here saying like this Goto run has been great for them. They've done great business
like this in years, like a top Japanese star that's in the position that he is. This is crazy.
Yeah. So to end it this way in a very uneventful way off of your big streaming platform, I don't really get that. I mean, as a big Zack Sabre fan, great. I'm glad that he's getting another reign, but this was a very odd choice.
Goto like that though, that was kind of crazy. That's a good super. The way that it went and how the crowds were behind him, and he changed the perception of a lot of shit. For it to end like that on a show that I can't even watch currently, it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, of course, we've got Forbidden Door coming up. Forbidden Door is going to be in the UK. So you are going to send a UK wrestler to Forbidden Door, but at the same time, you were teeing up Ospreay versus Goto. Now that's not going to happen.
Ospreay and Zack Sabre though?
Maybe, but we've seen that match. Yeah. Like this, you had a chance to do a first-time match. Goto had been asking for this match. Ospreay had been asking for it, and now you're just gonna possibly do Zack Sabre versus Ospreay.
Okay, we never ran this match. I thought they were gonna run. Give Samoa Joe the title.
Maybe you could do Samoa Joe. This was a very odd choice.
It's odd. I blinked at my phone for 5 minutes when I saw it. I was like, wait, what happened?
Yeah, Goto had been asking. I see like Patrick saying in the chat, Goto had been asking for a Shibata match. We're not going to get that now. This is all very strange.
I saw that he was asking for Okada too.
Yeah, this is all very strange. How abrupt it was. I don't know. I don't know what to make of this. I've seen people already worried that this means that they could run back Zack Sabre versus Shota at Wrestle Kingdom.
Oh God.
Which I don't think that that's where this is going, because I still think, based on the way this is lining up, based on the way that they've positioned Takeshita, I still think Takeshita's winning the G1. I still think that whoever's champion by Wrestle Kingdom will be wrestling Takeshita.
Do you think Zack makes it to Wrestle Kingdom at this rate?
I don't know.
What's going on?
I don't know what to make of this. This
barely about to be in July. That's a long time.
This changes so much. I just don't know where this came from. This came way out of left field. Again, happy for Zach, but just like
Yeah, of course.
I wish that the situation was better. I wish that they had, did more to. I wish they had done more with the end of Goto's reign, and I wish that they had promoted this a bit better. Because I get the build to it is that Goto didn't really beat him in the last match. That was here, right? That was the Long Beach show.
Yep.
So I get it. Yeah, you've got the baked in reason for the rematch, but to do the rematch and do it that way, and nobody, well, not nobody, but a big part of your fan base hasn't seen it. That doesn't make sense.
I remember one point on the pod, you said that Zach could be the one to beat him, but not like this.
I don't.
Not like this.
Yeah, this was a very confusing decision. I do not know what to make of this at all.
After that last show, Phil, remember the booking wasn't the greatest on the last big show too.
Yeah, and I think that also makes this strange that the booking for Dominion wasn't great. But I mean, I thought the actual title match, Shingo versus Goto, was good.
Right.
But yeah, this was an odd choice.
But again, shout out to Zack Sabre Jr. Well deserved. Like, it's awesome that he's champion again, and I'm sure he's gonna have some great matches.
Yeah. I don't know what Gato's doing, man. What are you doing with Gato?
I think Gato be bored. He's like, when I'm cooking, I like when people are mad at me. Let me do something to make everybody pissed.
Somebody in the chat was like, "Oh, he did the big TV special title win. He did the big Saturday Night main event." That'll change. What are we doing?
Individual, dog. Why?
Wow. Yeah.
I thought you set up multiple times on this pod that Goto could maybe make it to Wrestle Kingdom. Like, what?
I thought that with the way that this was running, like the trajectory here, like they were doing such great business. I don't understand this at all. I'm confused.
Great run though for Goto. Great way to establish that he deserves to be in this position. So some good did come out of this.
Still, my pick for Wrestler of the Year is Goto.
And I've seen a lot of people saying that.
Yeah. And well deserved. Yeah, I wish I would assume they're gonna put this match on something soon so we could watch it. I hope. Everything I've seen so far,
you people watched it live. What the fuck? You wanted to see that title win.
I was looking for it. I was up early this morning, like, oh, where's this match?
What?
Yeah.
They have a streaming service. And what was the show? As a Tanahashi tribute show?
Tanahashi Jam.
What is that?
I guess it's just like a quick TV special they did. I don't know. We're also building. We've got matches building up for next month. We've got Tanahashi versus Gabe Kidd coming up. And then we've got, of course, the results of the Best of Super Juniors. Fujita will be taking on Despy after his very violent match with Jun Kasai. But yeah, man, that also makes this weird because you're building to these two big matches, and you could have done it on one of those cards. Instead, you put it on a TV special. Very weird choice, man.
You're trying to pop a rating.
I guess I don't know what's going on, bro. Yeah, but I do have to see this June Kasai Despy match, which is funny because that's on New Japan World. Pull it up on New Japan World.
From a different company, a different show.
Yeah. There's started matches that people have been raving about. I think both of those IWGP Women's Championship matches are currently on there.
So you can watch everybody else winning belts except for their champion.
I don't know. I'm confused. We also got the news. Shuri just dropped the belt to Sari. Shuri says she's going to be taking some time off to deal with some injuries. So well wishes to her.
Dropped a 5-star classic before she left.
Yeah.
That's how you know wrestlers are badass. Actually, I got injuries, but let me give you this amazing match before I go.
Yeah, just on the way out here, let me roll out.
How about two more?
We got some more Humper chats. I don't know if this is meant for us. From Ebu Mania 14. I don't know if this is meant for us, but I'll read it anyway. He says, "What do you make of Blake Monroe's comments on her YouTube vlog? I felt a little dejected at the end of last year, and I didn't know it. I didn't know it being WWE was an option for me. I bet there are more women that feel this way in AEW, but are scared to speak out." Yeah, people got very upset at this. This is a prime example of what I meant earlier and how people are like, the company's always right, and like they made her champion, so how dare she say she's dejected? I hate her. It's like, well, you don't know what happened. I don't know. I don't know why she felt dejected. She didn't give any details. She just said she felt dejected at one point last year, and then she felt inspired again when she started training in flatbacks. And I don't know. It sure seems like, based on everything else we saw in that blog, that she's where she wants to be. That she always wanted to be in WWE, because, of course, the other quote is that this is the greatest achievement of my life. This is where I wanted to be. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to read that. I don't know what happened. I don't want to just dismiss her saying she felt dejected and act like, oh, well, it couldn't have been booking. It couldn't have been anything that happened to AEW. You just never know. I don't want to jump to conclusions.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what she could be dejected about. Like, seems like she was set up for greatness, but this is wrestling business. There could have been all kind of crazy shit going on behind there. On the other stuff, like, what did they expect her to say sometimes, Phil? Like, you don't think she's gonna be like, this is the greatest thing I've ever done. I'm so happy to be here. I've been waiting my whole life to get here.
She's been saying it. I've been saying it. I've been saying it since she left. She's where she want to be. Every time I make the Donnell Jones joke, people are like, I'm like, bro, that's where she want to be.
Yep. She couldn't be more outside about it. Like, every time she talks, she's like, yes,
I keep telling y'all, like,
this is my dream. This is my goal. I've been wanting to be here.
Listen, that vlog opened up and she's sitting on the floor in her closet. She's damn near like trembling. It's like big tears in her eyes. Like, I just can't believe this is happening to me. Bro, that's where she wanted to be, man. This was it. This is her dream. I get it. Like, I don't know. I mean,
but saying that probably does look crazy. I understand why people are like, why did she say the AEW part? But that's the game. You know how it is these days.
Of course. I don't think it's a big deal. It is what it is. That's where she wants to be. She's over there. Hopefully it works out for her. I was about to say I don't see it not working out, but crazier things have happened.
Yeah, you never know.
From Van Twinblade, he says, mediocre people with massive egos are always said to be genius until they show their asses. Elon, Kanye, Trump, all morons that talk good and just stole other people's shit. Mayhaps we are the marks. Yeah, I don't remember people calling Trump a genius, but I do remember people acting like he was like this big business guru when, he made money through a trust fund and through real estate in New York. And then he somehow failed at real estate in New York, which is crazy. To have a layup, have a head start, and then, be doing real estate in New York and still go bankrupt is crazy.
But, I mean, he still leveled up. So. He failed and became president. So, all right.
Yeah.
Real.
Oh boy. Yeah, he was no, let me know. I was about to say he was searching for real love in one of them hotel rooms.
That's a
fact. Oh, girl.
That is a fact. Ooh, shit.
From Rafael Garcia, he says, you know what? I'll say it. Bring back Hippity Hop. I want Rapidy Raps. LL needs to put out a new album yesterday. Curtis Blow is in the year of our Lord 2025 would be a breath of fresh air. I'm tired of this sing-song, word speak, drink crunk juice rap. Yeah, and I'm good.
Yeah, sing-songy rap is my least favorite rap, I think, ever, honestly. Like, I fucking that shit grinds my gears. Like, it makes my blood boil when I hear it. And I love hip hop. I fucking hate it.
Yeah. Some of it is cool, but I just think it's been too much of it. Definitely oversaturated for a while. Yeah. I just saw a comment that I thought was really funny. Because again, I think stupid things are funny, and I think what people think. There's moments when I think people think they're getting this shit off, and they think that they're like, "Ha ha ha! I showed you." I guess, bro. Hey, you have fun.
Listen, whatever floats your boat, okay?
I won't draw attention to it, but I just think things are funny. From Curve Erotic is not good. I know y'all like rock music, but do you fuck with pop punk? If so, give a listen to Do Me Like That by The Paradox. It's 4 young black artists channeling that early 2000s vibe, like the Newfound Glory and Blink 182. This could totally be the song of the summer.
They're called
I've heard of them. That could be cool. Huh?
They called The Paradox?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna check them out.
Yeah. I guess the song is Do Me Like That.
Love it. Love for a young black man in a rock band. It's my favorite.
Yeah. See the mods knocked them out of here. That was very funny few minutes, man. I don't know why trolls think that they think they be smoking shit, bro. Like, I'm gonna really make him mad with this. No, I don't care.
Really showed you.
I don't care, buddy. You enjoy your day, buddy. It's a Sunday, man. Hopefully you got something going. Put some gospel music on. I don't know. Put some food in the oven. Do something, man. I don't know.
Put some gospel music on.
Why you over here, bro?
Yeah. Why? Why?
That's all of our Humper chat for now.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys.
That's all of our supers too.
I guess the last thing we got. I don't want to give too much airtime to this Saudi show, but I guess just the development that I assume we have to talk about because it plays into the next big pay-per-view is King and Queen of the Ring. We did crown 2025 King of the Ring, 2025 Queen of the Ring.
2 winners that you pretty much predicted from Rip.
Yeah. I thought that was kind of the worst thing about the tournament is that the outcome became very predictable.
Right.
But I did think for the most part, some of the matches on TV were good. Boy, people were not happy about the Jade Roxanne match. I watched it and I didn't think it was that bad, but when I got on the internet, people were like, "This is horrible. This is dog shit." And I'm like, "Oh wow, all right."
I saw the discourse around. I'm like, people are mad about this match. What happened here?
People were not happy about that match. But Jade picked up the win here to move on to the finals, as most of us expected. Then they picked up with Asuka as well, picking up the win over Alexa. I thought she had a great match with Alexa on SmackDown. And finals were set. We got a segment on Friday that got drowned out by all the Punk stuff, so most people didn't see it. But that was solid, but that set the tone because that crowd popped big for Asuka when she came out, and they were booing Jade heavy, buddy. That crowd did not want Jade to win this match. I think if anything, they could have given the women more time. I don't think the match was anything more than like 7 or 8 minutes.
You know how they do with Jade; they're not going to give her time.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's like 7-8 minutes. But I thought it was much better than I expected because I didn't know how this was going to work. These couldn't be 2 more different wrestlers. I didn't know how these 2 styles were going to mix, and then Asuka's experience here with Jade, I just did not know how this was going to work because you got somebody that's a heavy striker that works, like I said, a completely different style, and Jade that does the powerhouse wrestling, does the big moves. I wasn't sure, but I actually thought it was pretty solid.
Jade had a great Storm cosplay to
start. She looked great.
Looked amazing in that. They are still trying to figure out exactly what to do with her in ring. Like, I feel like they have her mapped out how she do it, but they're still trying to figure out what place she represents. And watching her trying to figure it out also has been interesting.
Yeah. I just think it's hard to make her work as like a baby face in peril sometimes. When you have somebody hitting her with all the offense, because she's bigger than a lot of the women.
Big.
And it's just hard to make it work. I just think she works better as a heel, coming out there dominant, doing the big moves, putting people away. I don't know. I think she should be a heel. But it's very clear that they're not going to do that because they have the Naomi stuff going. But I thought the match was pretty good. Asuka's incredible. From start to finish, just the way she worked the match, trying to use the strikes to target Jade's knee and, slow her down, and trying to use the submissions. I thought she looked great. She's looked really sharp since she came back. And I mean, just in a short amount of time, she just showed you why she's so good. I mean, they teased it. They dangled that Io Asuka match at me, and I was like, I want it, but it's just too good to be true. I just didn't believe that was going to be a SummerSlam match. It could still be. They could still find a way to get there without Asuka winning Queen of the Ring. And kind of the thing here is that Asuka didn't really need the win. She's gotten so many accolades. She's first Royal Rumble winner. She's a Soul Survivor. She's won almost every title there is to win on the main roster. She didn't need to win Queen of the Ring. I would have liked it, but I think Jade gets more out of it because Jade's been kind of pushed with this promise of singles success, and she hasn't won a singles title yet. She hasn't won a big tournament yet. And with the way that they booked her last year, she got disqualified last year from the Queen of the Ring tournament. She didn't lose. She didn't get pinned. And so I thought it made sense if you're going to put her in for a consecutive year for her to just go all the way and win.
Because I don't know how close she is to getting one of those world titles, but they had to give her a big singles win, I think, just for the determine the future, and seeing how she does on like big stage of SummerSlam with the match too, I think is important.
Yeah, I think you've got to see what you have in her. I think you got to see how she can carry a title. Can she do the big matches on pay-per-view? I mean, you started it with the WrestleMania match. I personally liked that match. That was another one that I was surprised. I'm like, oh, you guys didn't like this, huh? All right.
I hated it.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like this is also predictable. Jade did win. She is this year's Queen of the Ring. Like I said, the crowd was not happy. They were dead silent when she won. She gave her speech at the end, and that crowd gave her absolutely nothing. And in Jade fashion, she was very confident, and she talked her shit, and she was just like, I don't care. I'm Queen of the Ring. Do something about it. And I love that part of it, but I feel like this is pretty predictable. I love that they've already set up the reasons for why she would go after Tiffany Stratton, because they had the match right after WrestleMania. I think that was like the week or so after WrestleMania, or the same week of WrestleMania, 1 or 2. It was in April. But so you're gonna get the rematch with Tiffany after Tiffany won this last woman standing match on Friday. It's pretty clear here to me that Naomi's gonna cash in. I just don't see a world where they do this big match for Jade at SummerSlam, and Naomi already has animosity towards Tiffany too.
Yep.
And she's already attempted to cash in on Tiffany. I just don't see a world where she does not cash in at SummerSlam.
Yeah, especially with the story that they told with Naomi and Jade earlier this year and all that. I mean, essentially, Naomi got to where she is with the help of the feud with Jade. So her winning the championship off of something that she's involved in, it tells the story.
And I mean, she's just not letting the hate die. She has been on Jade's neck every minute of every day on social media. And you got to think she's looking around like, oh, she's Queen of the Ring. She's getting a championship match at SummerSlam. Oh, okay. We'll see about that.
Right.
So, yeah, I definitely think we're getting a cash in at SummerSlam. And if that leads to Naomi winning, I think that's dope. That graphic going around of all the big three winning the big stipulation matches this year, I think that's fire. Bianca won Elimination Chamber. Naomi won Money in the Bank. And then Jade won Queen of the Ring. That's pretty dope. That shows that they had more for the big three than just putting these three women together and just making them a tag team. They've actually had a good run and they've done a good story out of this. And I didn't think about it till last night, but I think there's a good chance that we could get a triple threat between the three of them at a pay-per-view.
Credit where credit is due. Those are three big matches, and those are three black women that win those matches. Like,
yeah,
that's great. That's awesome.
I think that's great, but I still think even though this could end up being a triple threat, we could end up getting Naomi Bianca at some point. I still think the end goal here is Bianca Jade.
Yeah.
That just still feels like the big match. Even if Naomi cashes in at SummerSlam and she becomes champion, I still think the end goal is to get to
they're wrestling one-on-one.
Bianca
for
Jade.
sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And maybe it'll end up in a triple threat. I don't know. I wouldn't be mad at that either. The triple threat at WrestleMania could be cool.
That would be dope.
But yeah, the other big story, King of the Ring winner, Big Cold Dog, QB number 1. This was extremely predictable. Soon as Randy won, I was like, okay, yeah, Cody's winning.
Easy one.
I thought they had a really good match to open the show. Cody was surprisingly kind of turning at the beginning of this match. And it, of course, ties back to the WrestleMania match where he hesitated, and that's why he lost at WrestleMania. And here he did not. There were certain parts of the match where he was doing things that looked very heelish, but by the end of the match, Orton started doing more stuff that looked heelish. And that look on Orton's face after he lost, he's definitely turning. It's coming.
Another guy that makes more sense as being heel is Orton. Like every time he's a baby face, I never like it. I'm like, this guy's such a natural ass heel, though, you guys.
Yeah, I feel the same way, but this is the most organic he's ever felt as a baby face, if that makes sense. Like the crowds are all singing his song.
No, they love him.
They love this guy. But yeah, this was pretty predictable that Cody was gonna win. Because if you're gonna do the Cody return, Cody pinned Cena at the last pay-per-view. You got to get to it. You got to get to the rematch by SummerSlam.
What is Cody's deal? Because he did an interview or something this week where he was like, it could be coming to an end of me being a babyface. Like, why?
I think he's teasing. I think he's teasing people because he knows that people want it.
But why do people want it is my real question.
I don't know. I think as hot as he is, it's a baby face.
Yeah, like why would you want to stop this train? What do you mean?
I think it would be good eventually, but I wouldn't do it anytime soon.
No, like eventually, of course. Like I think anytime somebody's a gigantic baby face, they're going to be a gigantic heel, and Cody just naturally has that. But that was not the time.
Yeah, I don't see it. But yeah, this match was good. I think the stuff that they got to by the end, Cody picked up the big win here. He gave his big, heartfelt, I'm ready to get my ball back at SummerSlam speech, which is the very Cody thing to do. It's something about this guy, man. I've been saying it since he got over there. There's just something about him, man. You just want to like him, man. It's just he does things that are very corny, man, but he just feels like traditional popular white meat baby face. It just
white
works.
Meat baby face. If you got a hot ass white meat baby face, wrestling history has said ride that motherfucker till the wheels fall off. Right? Every time this guy comes out, people go ape shit, Phil. Like it's not stopping. It's getting even deeper. Like this guy is a different level of everybody else. Yeah. And I think that they like is the Cena shit up? Is he gonna beat Cena at SummerSlam? What's going on here?
I don't think so. There's just too much. There's too much more mileage you can get out of the Cena turn. I personally would like it if Cody beat him, but just how this company does things, I don't see it. Because there's still money to be made with Cena as champion. He's still got half a year of appearances left. You still got up to December with him. I don't think you're gonna take the belt off of him in August. You still got time left. You still got big matches you could do.
That's why all this was kind of, I was like, well, Cody doesn't really need this King of the Ring thing, and I think we could wait to do the match. But I get why you wanting to have a big SummerSlam match with those two makes sense. You know?
Yeah, it kind of feels too soon, and
I think so.
based on what I saw with the Rollins stuff, I think there's a good chance that Rollins is going to try to cash in again at SummerSlam, and I think that's where we get the Roman Reigns return, him interfering to stop the cash in. But I think that that's going to cost Cody the match. I think all of the shenanigans around it is going to allow Cena to escape with the title.
That could be interesting. 2LT photo says from the last one, Bianca's going to stop Naomi's cash in, mates. Just like he thinks that Bianca's going to do like you think Roman's going to do.
That makes sense. I don't think she should. I think
she shouldn't.
I think Naomi should just win the title flat out.
Hopefully that's what happens, but I could also see them doing that though.
Yeah, I personally think that would be if you mean giving Naomi a failed cash in, I would not like that.
Don't do it. Not how she's been working, but I appreciate that 2LT photo.
Yeah, appreciate you. But yeah, I just think there's too much around the Cena turn and the rest of the farewell tour to say that they're just gonna stop it in August, because you still got appearances. I mean, you did do stuff in the Cena and Punk match that lead me to believe, like I've thought from the beginning, that he's going to turn babyface again before he retires, because he teased it, like he picked up the belt and he looked like he was going to hit Punk with the belt, and then he hesitated and Punk gave him the look, and then he put the belt down and they just went back to having a match. Okay. And they even did the hug spot. Punk predicted he was going to try and lowball him, countered it. So there were bits there that say that he's probably going to turn again before the year is over. But there's even more reason why I don't think this is over at SummerSlam.
Right.
Because to me, when you think of all the iconic Cena feuds, you can't do the Edge one. Edge is not there. We're not going to get a Brock Lesnar match. That's the other big iconic one. But you do have AJ Styles, and I think you should do a AJ Styles match before he retires.
Me too. What the match that they put together and how people talk fondly about those matches, they definitely should do at least one AJ match.
Yeah, and I do think that you should do something with Rollins. I think that there should be some kind of matchup there. And I think in order to do that, you still got some mileage here with him with the belt. I don't know that I need to see another Roman match, but
I can see them doing it though.
We're trying to make money. You can do a big pay-per-view match or a Saturday night main event match. I don't really see Roman doing a Saturday night main event, but you could do some kind of match to draw off of those two guys. I don't think they leave that on the table.
I mean, I'm sure Roman would want one last one with Cena if this is it. You know, everybody's trying to get the last one in.
The way he talks about Cena too, like, yeah, I could see it.
Huh.
But yeah, this is also SummerSlam will be a 2-night event. So I don't know. I don't know what that means. That could mean anything. Yeah, very curious to see what that means for Gunther coming out of the Goldberg match. I would assume that Big Gunk will be still champion at SummerSlam. Please do not put this belt on Goldberg. Don't do that.
He better be. I've seen some people be like, Goldberg's going to do it. Why would Goldberg do it?
Don't do this. Do not. No. Don't do that.
Why would he do it?
Don't do that. Please don't do that.
Please don't do that.
Having Cena and Goldberg as champion at the same time sounds terrible. Please don't do that.
That's disgusting. That's gross.
Yeah. Surprisingly, the Raquel Rhea match was also very good. I thought that was one of the highlights of this show. One of the non-title matches that delivered
on their 5-match show.
Yeah, Night of Champions with not a lot of champions. Solo Sikoa is the new United States champion. I definitely was sitting there like the Breaking Bad meme of he can't keep getting away with it. They can't keep getting away with this, man. Because I thought the match was fun. we're still doing these bloodline debuts the exact same way, with the hooded figure returning, and we brought in officially Talatonga the same way. Stop doing this, man. I've had enough of the bloodline stuff, man.
There's another way to introduce a wrestler. There's another way to do this, not this exact same way. You had him come in like the same way that his brother came in, legit the same way.
Yeah,
maybe both his brothers, honestly.
Yeah. Just that shot of Solo walking up the ramp with the title, and he's got his new version of Bloodline with him. Yeah,
still doing that.
We're still doing this, but I think him winning makes sense for what they're doing with Jacob. If you're gonna keep this feud going, Solo needs a win,
right?
Because if Jacob just beat him, there's no reason to keep the feud going.
If he beats him in all the matches, what's the point?
Yeah. Jacob's fine. Jacob is hot right now. This loss is not gonna hurt him.
It doesn't mean anything. People are even more hype maybe with him losing.
Here's another guy. When he came out during the kickoff show, that crowd was super hot for him, bro.
That's so crazy. He used to be able to not fly over there, you guys.
Yeah, bro. That crowd popped huge for him, bro. Which isn't a big surprise.
I mean, he's a big star.
Yeah. But yeah, so man, look, I gotta give Solo credit. I don't think he's this great wrestler, but boy, is this guy funny, man. During the post show, when he's sitting there doing the interview and the crowd behind him doing Yeet, he's like, I don't know why y'all doing Yeet. He's not even here no more. What is this? What is this? One word, 4 letters. Stop. Hilarious. The way he looks back and forth, waiting for other people to laugh with him, is fucking hilarious, bro. Every time he does it,
guy. He's a very funny dude.
Yeah, Solo's really funny. I'm glad that he's moved on from this like self-serious mob boss thing, and he feels more natural in this role because it wasn't hidden, bro.
Yeah,
so
that shit
this is
working.
a lot better.
This is working.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm very curious when we're gonna get some big announcements for this pay-per-view that's coming up in 2 weeks.
The counter program show with not shit announced on it.
Well, we got the one match, JC Jane, Jordan Grace, that's been announced. But yeah, I understand like Liv getting injured, that halted whatever they were going to announce for her and Nikki Bella, but I'm assuming they're just going to move Roxanne into her spot.
Right. This is coming up. They got to get to it.
Yeah.
It's not a good sign that they haven't got to it for this pay-per-view that everybody's been looking for.
2 weeks away. We got to start building something for the women.
And they're going to be building other shows at the same time too? Fucking shit.
Yeah.
There's 3 shows that weekend.
I want to be excited for this show because I've been waiting for them to do another Evolution, but give me something to be excited about other than the fact that you announced it. Give us some matches. Give us a build. Like, what's going on?
But we announced it, though. Ain't that enough?
Yeah. Zeno Hour says that Solo is the villain from the Four Brothers. He absolutely is Victor Sweet at this point. That is a very funny comparison.
That's hilarious. And shout out to Solo.
Yeah. I don't know if we have any more super chats. Let me refresh.
We do not.
See if we have any more humper chats before we slide up out of here.
Hump us.
We do not. We don't have any more humper chats. So I believe that is where we bid you guys adieu. This has been a fun one. I hope that you guys hung in after we did this running gag from this excellent commercial, probably the 4th time.
The whole show. Oh, sorry, you guys.
Hopefully you guys are still with us.
I had fun with it.
Appreciate you guys as always. Hopefully you guys have a good weekend. Stay cool.
Yes.
Stay busy or whatever else. Got 4th of July weekend coming up. Get you some Q, whatever else. But this has been Grapsody. I'm Phil Lindsey. It's Righteous Reg. We'll see you when we see you.